Amazing thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. That sounds live, by the way.
Oh, that's amazing. I hadn't seen that.
Brilliant.
How long did that take you?
Oh, not long. Not long. It was worth it.
Not long. I've got mad skills.
How are we doing? I saw a wee tiny bit of stuttering there, but other than that, I think it's alright. Looks okay. Here's okay and stuff, hopefully.
You're distorting a wee bit in my ears, but it might be my end.
Maybe too loud. How is everyone? I hope everybody's well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I suppose welcome. Technically, I'm out of character just now, so I shouldn't really wear the hat, because I probably shouldn't be this chipper.
Mate, at the start of the streams, you should be dressed like Indiana Jones when he's at college.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, that's true.
Then you bring out the old Nevada Jones jacket and hat.
I have it on a kind of a coat rack next to me. That's not a bad idea. That is what
I'm talking about. Hello, Fault. How you doing? And Stephen and the glorious Mick, as always. I'm going to just tweet this out. Hold on.
Standing by, processing. There's not really that much delay now. Yes. Yeah, no, it's the ultra low latency, so it should be. It's almost like instantaneous. It's like only like a couple of seconds or something now, which is it's pretty amazing. Google's got it to the point that they have, but you know, they're not perfect. I've officially set the channel to say that we're not children's entertainers. I imagine anyone that
did that as well.
is on YouTube at the moment.
Each other out.
Oh, maybe actually I've set it back. YouTube now requires you to state that you're not doing stuff for children, and apparently if you do stuff for children now, you can't have any adverts on your video, and all the people that were making money off the backs of child labour are now getting hee-haw money. So, just out of interest, the scenario that we're planning to do tonight, is that something a little bit longer, or?
I don't know exactly. I think it potentially could be shorter, potentially could be longer. Is that vague enough for you?
All right. Okay. So it sounds like there's it sounds like it's all about to just. Well, I mean, it sounds like I could potentially just fuck this up very quickly. Is that the vibe that I'm getting?
The vibe I'm getting is...
the vibes that I'm getting. There's a reference for you.
Hold on. Probably should have done this before the...
You're killing the stream, Michael.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
How's everyone's weekends going? Anyone been to see The Irishman yet? It's literally it's came out. I know a couple of people that have been to see it, and they say it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Right, I've tweeted that out.
Yeah, it's a bunch of random 1920s clips that have been playing in the background just for a bit of saying.
Should this go up on the Facebook, Mick?
It's up on the Facebook. I've already done.
Oh, beautiful. I've not put it up on my own Facebook, but leave it. Just leave it.
I said, let's just get into the meat and potatoes.
We don't want no. Oh, Jack Reaper's here, and immediately mentions bums.
There you go. Par for the course.
I know. Okay. Okay, so we are playing Call of Cthulhu again. Are we not? The hat's on. For those who weren't here last time, although I'm sure it's probably all the same intrepid group, we are continuing the adventures of Nevada Jones.
I've just realised I've unplugged the power for the camera. Hopefully the camera doesn't die out. Fuck.
Well, surely if you unplug it...
I've plugged it back in, but it's finicky. I'm using it in a way that's not meant to. Anyway, carry on. Hopefully it doesn't just fucking die on us.
So we're continuing the adventures of Nevada Jones, who is an intrepid archaeological adventurer.
Of
And
sorts.
I know, you can see his face. You also notice on the hat that Callum drew a line across his hat.
Still no memory of this. You can tell that even though
it's
you
the
gave me
old
the actual
copy.
character sheets now, the digital versions of it, I've still not bothered to add them in. But you know, I had to
Hello,
make a
Maddie.
Spectrum intro.
Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, Callum put that line across the hat. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we've played 2 adventures so far. I'm still learning the ropes of playing this game. I'm the keeper, so I run the game. Callum is the
Guinea
intrepid
pig,
Nevada Jones,
subject, victim.
so he gets to play through the scenario. All of you hopefully get to help him along the way. And in the first adventure, Paper Chase, which was a pre-written one that comes with the Call of Cthulhu starter set, Nevada Jones and his friend, and I can't remember what Martin Yates's name was during that. They uncovered the mystery behind a number of stolen books, and it ended up being this rotten, ghoulish creature coming
I
out
think you
of
may
the
need to bring your
graveyards.
mic a little closer to you.
Okay, all right, I'll just do this. How about that? Constantly
That's
for the whole
silky.
thing. I can turn it up. Or can you turn me up?
Yeah, I can. I think it might just be a distance thing. It's sounding a little bit.
Reverby.
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. So that was the first adventure. Second adventure, which just took place, was that just last week?
Yeah, I think it was last weekend. Yeah, last Friday.
Nevada Jones was drinking at Lucky's Lounge. This is set in 1922, so it's during the Prohibition era. At Lucky's Lounge in Boston, which was a speakeasy, and after a few drinks, Nevada was sent on a mission to the Crane Foundation building,
Which
along
overall
with
went well.
an old flame named Jane. Yeah.
Rip.
So that never went too well, but you saved a child who was going to be sacrificed.
Exactly. That was the
to-
real takeaway from it, because he was an innocent party. Jane signed up to it. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I think morally I made the right call. Jane might debate that, but she's dead.
So Nevada did save the boy from this cult who were trying to bring this inhuman creature called Thinglow Thick from another dimension, essentially, into our world. And Nevada managed to save the boy, but unfortunately he shot Jane by accident.
I still think it's a little bit woolly, the whole situation. I don't think it should have happened, but then again, you know, I'm not
And-
truly in control of my own destiny, apparently.
The building started collapsing around him, and he could only carry either Jane or the boy. So he did what I think is probably the morally acceptable thing, which was he saved the boy. Jane's body, we did say at the end of the story that Jane's body wasn't recovered. However, the entire building had been cleaned by the cult, so that's not necessarily unusual. By the time reinforcements turned up, the building was empty. Okay, so tonight's adventure.
Cat, before we start,
Yeah.
right, there was some discussion of me getting the opportunity to spend some of this $40 Enos.
Actually, right, okay. Hold that thought. At the moment, what we need to do is you don't. I've got the character sheet at the moment, don't I? Which is quite weird.
Yeah,
You don't have
bear
it,
in
do
mind
you?
I've lost the comb. The comb. I gave the comb to Jane after she died. Well, as she was bleeding on the ground
Okay,
by a
right.
gunshot.
So what we're going to do is in the last 2 adventures, you actually
$20
achieved
a
a couple
piece.
of you achieved a couple of skill rolls. So that means you get to enhance some of your stats if you do well. So what I want you to do is I want you to roll one of the percentage dice again for archaeology.
Okay, is that the ones that go up to 100?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. 0, 0.
Oh, that's good. That's
Right.
0, 0 is 100.
Right.
Right.
So archaeology's just gone to 100.
No, what that means is to to increase your skill when you do this roll, you've got to do above your number, and your number's 70. Okay, now roll a d10.
Okay.
I know this is a little bit boring, everyone. It'll be finished in a second.
D10.
Yep.
8.
8. Okay, so your archaeology score now is 78.
Don't mind if I do.
Your spot hidden score, can you roll the percentage die again?
I certainly can. 10.
50 or 10? Oh well,
Yeah.
you don't get anything added onto that, unfortunately. Add on to make another roll for library use.
Same dice?
Yep. And you get 40 or above.
0.
Just 0 or double?
Yeah, 00.
You got double 0?
Yeah.
You rolled 100 twice?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Right, okay, so roll the d10 now.
Okay. Which one gives me a bigger penis? 4.
Okay, so we'll add 4 onto that. I think that's about it. I think out of the things that you actually
Right, so
did in the
my
last one.
library skills.
Oh,
gone
sorry,
up.
your spot hidden. Roll for your spot.
Did we
your
not
spot
do
hidden.
that?
Oh no, sorry, we did do
And
that.
I
Sorry.
fucked it.
My bad. Aye, and you didn't want to mess that one up because that would have been good. Roll for a cult. So make another roll.
4. Oh wait, shit, wrong dice. Oh wait, or is that the right dice? No.
It's the 100 dice.
Fuck this one. Right. 70.
Yeah, good. So that's you. So roll the d10 now.
Right. This one. Oh fuck. That's 7.
Okay, so you add 7 like that. All right, and this is what will happen at the end of each, as long as you survive. That is. Okay, so you ready?
Yeah, no, but again,
Just hold your
cashish.
horses.
the
Just hold
cashish.
your horses. You need to remember that you only get to buy certain things that whoever's offering them to you basically has in stock. Okay, so
For fuck's
we'll
sake.
get to. I know.
Someone said
we
that
were-
I should buy a dog.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that.
I wanted to call it Indiana.
not everyone's going to be selling a dog.
Well,
Okay.
they might. Let's go down the pound.
So after
Right.
Jane died, you returned. You spent at least the next couple of weeks in Lucky's Lounge, the Speakeasy, hidden bar.
That was unrelated, but
Yeah, listening to the jazz music played there, the jazz band, inhaling all the smoke around you, but you're just ignoring everything around you because you feel pretty terrible about Jane dying. I can't see your face behind it in this camera, but anyway, so beautiful. So, however, after a couple of weeks, one night you're sitting at the bar drinking again some hard liquor as usual, and you noticed that Lucky himself, the owner of the bar, is sitting at a table in a corner. 2 of his men come over to you, both of them 6 foot plus,
Cool.
burly.
quick question before they come over: have I paid my tab? Do I have my gun?
Yes, you have your gun.
Right. Spot
So
hidden.
two of his henchmen approach you, and one of them says to you, Lucky would like to see you. Will you follow me, please?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so you're taken over to the table and you're sat down, and you've met Lucky before, but you're not.
I'm indoors. I'm taking my hat off.
Yeah, you've met Lucky before, but you're not on, I would say, friendly terms. You've just a few cursory
Altercations?
greetings, and
Okay.
that's been it. So Lucky says, "Please, Mr. Jones, take a seat. Would you like a drink?
Yes.
What would you like to drink? It's on the house."
I will have. See if it's on the house. See that this is the difficult thing because you don't want to take the piss, do you? Because I don't know what he wants to speak to me about. So I
No,
don't want to be
Lucky.
like going to give us a bottle
No.
of the absolute best. So just be like, can I have one glass of your most moderately priced drinks. Not too cheap, not too expensive, just straight down the middle. Please.
Okay, so the barman brings over a shot of not too expensive, not too cheap whiskey. Bourbon, to be precise.
Does he notice that?
Yes. He
So
thinks
he
it's a little
passes
bit.
spot in then.
He thinks it's a little bit strange that you would order a drink like that, and wonders if he's making a mistake. Quite frankly, approaching you.
Thought that would go down better, but never mind.
However, he says to you, Mr. Jones, I hear that you're in the business of solving problems.
Correct. Mostly causing them, but
If your name's Jane.
yeah.
So I hear you solve problems, and I know that you're a member of the society. Is this correct?
Correct. Well, last I
We have a
checked,
little-
anyway, I did just shoot a fellow member.
We have a little problem at Lucky's Lounge, and I've sent several of my best in to deal with this problem. None of them have returned. And I've been told that you specialise in dealing with things that are otherworldly.
Correct. If you've got $20.
Oh, I think we can furnish you with more than $20, Mr. Jones.
Yes. Yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome.
First of all, before we proceed, I would have to insist that this conversation remain confidential.
Absolutely. Confidence is my middle name. Confidentiality is my middle name.
Hi, Mimi. That's a breaking character. As long
He
as you
turns and looks off and speaks into the void.
As long as we both understand that should you tell anyone about what I'm about to discuss, especially the authorities, there would be some pretty grisly outcomes for you.
Well, I'm not scared because, people that generally cross me, they end up... I mean, even people that are on my side aren't safe. So, just... You watch your cards, son.
Mr. Jones, I'm sure you know that I'm one of the most dangerous men in all of Boston.
Cool. Well,
So I would appreciate if
all
you
I'm
take
saying
this
is just don't
seriously.
get into a brass room with me. But that's fine. Right, carry on. I want to hear about this money. This is at least $25, otherwise I'm going to go...
One of the henchmen standing to your side smacks you across the back of the head and tells you to show a little bit of respect. The hat's gone.
Shit. Right.
Do we have an understanding, Mr. Jones?
That's fine. I've just spilt my moderately priced drink. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Sorry for the
As you may know, as a regular of Lucky's Lounge, we pride ourselves on serving the best liquor in the Boston area. In order to do so, we have to bring it in under the noses of local law enforcement. One of the ways that we do this is through a network of tunnels underneath Lucky's Lounge and throughout parts of the city. They're a combination of old sewers, underground rail, and other passages that we ourselves have dug over the last few years. Recently, however, the drink which has been sent to Lucky's Lounge has been disappearing.
River of pink slime by any chance?
It has been disappearing. And also, I allow some of the city's other gangs and organisations to use the tunnels at a price. They too have been reporting that their men and their goods have disappeared. Without the tunnels, I have to risk transporting my goods throughout the city above ground. And although there are ways to do this, the tunnels have always given me a certain advantage over my competitors. Recently, I sent 2 groups of my best down to those tunnels, and they never returned. One in particular was headed by my right-hand man, Russo. It pains me that it's now been several days since I've heard anything from him. Before these occurrences began, we did hear whispers from some of the men that they were seeing strange things down there beneath the city. I don't like to use the word ghosts, but I suppose it's the best word. This is why I've come to you. If I'm to maintain my advantage over my competitors and also my place amongst the other gangsters and leaders within the city, I need to get control of the tunnels and discover what's actually been happening.
And if any of the missing merchandise were to be found, would there be an additional recompense?
The contraband itself, I'm not particularly interested in. I just want the flow of goods to start.
So
I mean,
if some of it was found and didn't make its way back, that wouldn't be a...
I also want to find out what's happened to my right-hand man, Russo. So this is, for the last few weeks, the tunnels have become a no-go area. Everyone's disappeared. We don't know what's happening. All we have to go on is that before this happened, the last few men who made the successful trip through the tunnels said that they heard noises and saw things which they could barely describe. So, Mr. Jones, are you game?
Nevada's on the case, dollface. Right, let's go. Am I going on my own? Is anyone going with me?
What? We'll get to that in a moment.
Right, okay.
What have you got in the way of weaponry?
I have one well-used revolver. It's got a good track record.
I think you're going to need something a little more violent than that.
That's fine. May I request a shotgun, please, because it's very unlikely to ricochet.
Well, funny you should mention that. So Lucky ushers one of his henchmen over to him, a tall, lankier man than the other henchman that you've dealt with, especially the one that slapped you across the back of your head for your insolence. This henchman is carrying a large case which he lays on the table in front of you, almost knocking your drink over. Your moderately priced drink. He opens the case and Lucky says, "Please, Mr. Jones, I want you to take these items and hopefully they will help you along your way. If my best didn't return, I doubt you will.
Well,
but I'd like to give you a sporting chance." So you look down into the case and you see an M1897 12 gauge pump action shotgun.
That's plus, a view, the old trench gun, which he used because he was probably a soldier in World War One.
Plus a set of handcuffs.
Okay.
A bottle of chloroform and a handkerchief.
Whoa!
Do you have your pen with you?
No, I remember.
Take a note.
Fuck! Last time I broke my pencil. I'll open up.
You'll need to note this down.
Yeah, hold on. Let me try and get a notepad up.
Digitally, you're going to do it digitally.
Yeah, well, it's a notepad, right? Okay, what do you want me to write down? So this is the extra stuff I've got.
Yeah.
Pump action.
So M1897 12 gauge pump action shotgun.
I'm not going to say M1897 every time.
No.
My trusty M1897 pump action shotgun, guys. Yeah, pump action shotgun. Cha-ching.
A set of handcuffs.
Set of handcuffs. Furry.
bottle of chloroform, a bottle of chloroform, and a handkerchief.
Yep. This is
Six,
right. Who was the previous owner of this collection of items?
6 flares,
Oh, very nice.
not trousers.
Flares. Times 6. Okie doke.
A kerosene lamp,
Okay.
a canvas hiking bag to carry your items,
They're very in at the moment.
25 buckshot shells,
Right, nice.
2 hand grenades,
This is gonna be great. 2 hand grenades, perfect.
a compass with a lid.
Compass with a lid. They're throwing the lid in.
That was listed in the Call of Cthulhu rules as inventory. Compass
With a lid.
lid.
Excellent.
A box of matches,
Right, perfect.
1 15-hour candle,
Very specific. Alright, okay, 1 15-hour candle. How big was it?
No, it's not that big.
Absolutely
It's not that
massive.
big. You can buy them.
Right.
Not that big. 1 army ration of beef stew
Oh, lovely.
and a small gas stove.
Okay.
Okay.
Stew. 1 gas stove. Alright, perfect.
Lucky believes that, well, Mr. Jones, if you make it past the first night, I'm not sure you'll make it past the second, but hopefully...
Just quickly before we go, can I request anything in addition if it's within their powers to give me?
What would you need?
Can I have a knife, please?
Okay.
You tell me that they've got grenades and they don't have a
No,
knife.
okay, okay. Lucky asks one of his men to pass over a knife that he's carrying to you.
Can I get it from the guy that hit me? Can I have his knife?
He's not got a knife.
Oh, this as well. Okay.
He's not got a knife. He's not got a knife, Nevada. You can't do that.
Alright, cool.
Okay, so you've taken and 1 canteen of water as well.
Perfect. Water. Still sparkling.
Mineral.
Whoa. Fuji job.
Now, as much as I'm divulging all this important information to you, Mr. Jones, I will insist that you're accompanied on your way. He points to the tall, lanky henchman who had put the case down on the table. He said, "This is Polly. Polly has been in my service for over 10 years, and he will be your guide." Sounds like Falconhoof. He will be your guide.
A guide on this quest.
Through the tunnels.
Sorry, just quickly before you continue, I'm not allowed the dog because they didn't have a dog in the case.
Take a dog. I know. Unless he asks to, can I please chain Polly?
Well, you know, it's a fair point. Like, a dog, if we were looking for someone, a dog would be quite handy for, like, sniffing out.
What do you want Lucky to say? Do you want Lucky to say, that henchman over there has a dog?
Yeah.
You give him his knife and you give him his dog. So,
If he's going to be like that.
Polly shakes hands with you.
Right.
He has a gruff voice, not a very talkative person, but
My name's Polly.
he seems dependable enough.
Okay. Well, I mean, what more can we ask, right?
And Lucky says to you, Polly's been with me for over a decade, so I've already lost my right-hand man, Russo. I would appreciate if you bring Polly back in one piece.
Assumedly, he's the left.
Should you complete... should you discover what's happened, I will give you $200.
That's 10 times the amount. No, sorry, I don't say this out loud, but I think it. That's 10 times the amount I got last time. $200, yeah, that's fair. That's a kind of a
$200,
normal
Mr. Jones.
kind of going rate for me, so that's fine. Actually, if anything, I'm settling a bit, but no, $200 is fine.
If you manage to bring Russo back, there may be a bonus for you.
No problem.
And I should say as well, you'll notice that there's a bottle of chloroform in your case. I suspect when you go down there, you may find a competitor of mine.
Right.
Or at least some of his men. If you can bring him back, or one of his higher up henches, you'll get even more money.
And Polly would be able to identify these men, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Polly's had his ear to the ground for a long time in the city.
Okie doke. And all this other stuff that you've given me, grenades,
You can
and
keep
flare,
it.
and that's all mine, is it?
Yep.
Tax free.
Cheers.
I like the way you do business, my friend.
You shake hands. And are you ready?
Am I ever?
Polly leads you to the back of Lucky's lounge.
Right.
Through a curtain which is draped over a door. Down
Right.
a small corridor. And then there's a door on the right which leads down a set of stairs into a cellar.
Okay.
Once down there, the hustle and bustle of Lucky's lounge above you diminishes into almost silence. At the corner of the cellar, there's a hatch which Polly opens up and begins climbing down. He has a lamp as well, and his arm. And you follow. The tunnels are...
So now we're officially in the tunnels now.
You're in the tunnels.
Right, so I now need to change my environment. Now we're in the tunnels. Right, so I'm coming down. That's me in the tunnels now.
Oh, you're in the tunnels. Who are the guys behind
Look,
you?
there's a croc. Oh, fuck!
Who are they?
Sorry for that croc.
That's amazing.
Anyway, back to the task at hand.
So, the tunnels. Polly starts walking and showing you to what he says is one of the common routes taken by their men, and towards what he would see as being the most important set of tunnels for Lucky's business. You notice that the tunnels seem to be a mix of sewers and tunnels to the side that have obviously been dug within the last decade or so. Polly tells you that these were dug by Lucky's men and some of his associates, and that the local law enforcement has been paid off so that unless they're unlucky enough to come across some who aren't on Lucky's payroll, they tend to stay away from these networks under the city. Okay, so do you have anything to ask Polly? Or?
All right. Just. Right. Okay. Let's think about this. Let's think about this logically. The first that would just be like, see the guy that's missing the right hand man. Is Polly on good terms with him?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Russo's like family.
Right.
To
Okay.
all
But
of them, and
I mean, say he wasn't to be found. Is there a good chance that Polly would become the new right hand man?
there's a chance.
Okay, so he does stand to benefit.
There's a chance, but Polly would much rather have Russo back, or at least that's what he tells you.
Okay. Alright. So the first thing to do then is have him take me along the most common route that they would normally go down. Let's head down that way.
You're moving through the tunnels, and as you're moving in the direction Polly is showing you, the walls and what's in front of you and behind you are dimly lit by your kerosene lamp and by Polly's kerosene lamp as well. On your right hand side, every now and then you see an opening into another set of tunnels, and from what you can see in the shadows, they seem to continue on for some way. as you walk past one of these tunnels, you think you hear a whisper.
Listen hidden.
Listen hidden.
Yeah.
So you want to sneak up to the.
So we've heard a whisper. Okay.
Yep.
Now, are we currently trudging through water, or?
Sometimes at the moment, the where you are, the ground's dry.
Will it be possible for us to approach this whisper stealthily?
You can do a stealth roll.
Okay. What one do I use for that?
That's a D100.
D100. All right.
You need to get 20 or above. Sorry, 20 or below. Sorry.
00 is that 100?
That's 100. You keep rolling 100s.
Fuck's sake.
Remember we played with Martin
And you kept rolling 70s
every single time.
So have I essentially just like ran in with some pots and pans, shooting the gun, eating the stew?
You approach the opening to the tunnel with all the finesse of a severely injured and overweight ballet dancer.
Oh, God.
As you approach the darkness at the tunnel, the whisper stops.
The whisper stops. So we're at the point where the whispers should be coming from, but the whispers have stopped now because I've basically trudged in like a baby elephant. So Polly's got his lamp up, but that's not currently able to illuminate the tunnels, is it?
Polly's standing back a little bit from you. What you've noticed,
Wise.
What you've noticed with Polly is that his staunch, strong attitude that you saw above, it isn't quite as convincing down below.
Okay. Has he spent much time down in these tunnels himself?
Are you asking him this?
No, well, I'm asking, yeah, if you spent much time down in these tunnels, well, we shouldn't really be asking him just now because we should be dealing with whispers, right? So he's standing back, he's not able to illuminate the bit where the whispers are.
Oh,
right?
You have a lamp?
We have a lamp, but is it capable of illuminating the area in front of me?
If you hold it up and walk forward, yeah.
I'm going to take a different tact, alright?
Okay.
I'm going to draw the shotgun.
Right.
And I'm going to draw a flare.
Right.
And I'm going to throw the flare in the direction of the people that are whispering.
Okay.
Throw flare at whispers.
Okay, you
So I'm down to 5.
Alright, so you do a throw roll. You need to get 20 or below.
20 or below?
Yeah, your throwing's rubbish, mate.
Oh, fuck. This is going to hit Polly in the face. Right. 60.
Okay.
It's going miles.
You throw the flare, but it slips out of your hand and only lands a few feet in front of you. But it does illuminate the area to a degree. You see that the tunnel bends round on one side. There's an opening on the left which bends round on one side, and then the rest of the tunnel continues on forward. But obviously you can't see round that bend. But the whispers have stopped. You can't hear them now.
Okay. The whispers have stopped, right? But we can see the shape of the tunnel. All right, we're gonna need to. We've kind of fucked it with the flare. Can I pick the flare up and throw it again?
You'll have to walk into the tunnel.
Walk into the tunnel.
You walk into the tunnel, and as you do so, you hear a whisper coming from your right ear. And it says your name.
Nevada. Does it sound like Jane by any chance?
So, I want you to do a sanity roll.
Right.
Hold on, I've just realised that. Oh no, I do have it. Done.
Stand by, guys.
You'll want to roll D100 again.
D100, no problem. It's over here. 60.
60, and your sanity. Your sanity is currently 50. Okay, so
I just lose it?
you lose 2 sanity points
Fuck.
down to 48, and
That jump up in like a kind of a
you
Scooby-Doo
hear
type fashion.
you hear the same whisper of your name, but coming much further down in front of you, and then another coming from the side of the tunnel, from the other opening, as if it's coming from different directions.
So we're surrounded. We're surrounded by whispers, and I've just bottled the sanity roll. Do I need to take another sanity roll now that I'm hearing more of them?
No.
Okay. Well, there's only really...
If things ramp up, you will have to make more sanity rolls, and when you do, if you fail them badly,
right,
you may have a bout of madness, and there's different forms of that.
I had 1 or 2 of them in my time.
There's different forms of that. So, okay, so what do you do?
Okay, so we've thrown the flare, we've mucked that up. I think we're going to need to carelessly move towards the whispers.
Careless whisper.
I mean, I've been loud enough so far. Continue to walk forward with a saxophone. Let's get into the tunnels, because assumedly the whispers are going to follow me anyway, so we might as well press forward. We're not going to try throwing something again because that went badly. So we'll take the shotgun in one hand, and in the other hand we'll have the lamp, and then we'll keep walking forward. And I assume Polly's already ran.
Polly heads into the tunnel with you.
Oh,
you continue down the tunnel, the walls lit dimly by your lamps, but you hear no more whispers.
Okay.
And Polly starts to tell you that he knew some of the men that disappeared down there, and before they disappeared, they had been speaking of hearing strange things, and this makes him uncomfortable. He really didn't want to be the person chosen to accompany you. He thinks the tunnels should be shut, and so whatever's down there just left.
All right.
So
I don't want to know if I want to get too attached to Polly. This is a problem, because this could all go pear-shaped.
You might shoot him back.
No, he may just get hit with a flare. All right, well, we've got to press on. I mean, obviously we're not hearing the whispers anymore, but that's a story for another time.
What do you want to do though? Polly asks you. He says that this isn't the way to the main route, but do you want to continue down this way?
No.
Well,
let's get back on the route.
Okay, you turn around and you head back to the tunnel that you were on previously, and then you continue for about 10 minutes, passing various tunnels around you, until you come to a narrower tunnel, but one which you can see on the ground that it's been used to push carts along, transporting goods.
Right.
And things like that. So Polly tells you, said this is the tunnel that we tend to use to transport booze from one of our suppliers out on the edge of Boston along to Lucky's Lounge, and the tunnel continues to the other side, not all the way out of the city, but it continues on for some time, and terminates at another opening, an old disused piece of waste ground, where there's a manhole where you can get back to the outside world. He says this is where the men would have gone when they were looking for whatever's happening down there.
So is there any sign currently of any of the merchandise or any of the previous people?
Roll a spot hidden.
Yeah, this was coming. This is 100 dice, is it?
Yep. Need to get 50 or below.
20.
Yeah.
Well and truly
Huzzah.
spotted.
Huzzah. Sorry?
I said well and truly spotted.
Okay, so you take a few steps for a moment, and then you notice something strange on the ground. There seems to be a few stones that have been arranged into a sort of arrow pointing down towards where the waste ground opening would be.
Right.
That Polly described. And Polly's puzzled by this. This isn't something that the men would normally do.
Are these stones from that location? Is it a stone that you would expect to find from around
They
it?
look as if some of them look as if they could have been chipped off the walls and then placed there.
Right. Okay. So we know what direction the stones are pointing.
Yep.
Kick the stones.
Okay, you kick the stones,
Right.
and you quickly disperse the arrow.
Right. And then go live again. So don't say fuck or bugger. Hopefully this should be back up again in a second. I don't know what gives me this. So, oh, yeah, there we go. Right, I think we're back up.
It's got the ghastly enablers thing up.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I didn't go full screen. Shit. Right. That's us back up. Guys, sorry about that. It just fucking lost its shit altogether. My computer just melted.
It's doing this. I'm full screen. Huzzah!
Yes, we should all be good. I apologise for that. Okay, so long story short, don't kick the stones.
The Cthulhu gods are definitely against us. Hold on. Okay, so we're back.
Okay, so
all right. So
I kicked the stones asunder. Oh, where's the slideshow? Right. Sorry, we're back in the sewers.
And you continue along. You continue along the passageway, but you hear Polly murmuring something under his breath, as if he's kind of talking to himself.
Is he whispering by any chance? Because see if it's him the whole time, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
It's almost like a kind of staggered whisper, yeah, but it's very, very faint.
Right. Okay. Ask Polly what he's saying.
Nothing. Doesn't matter.
Muttering to himself, is he?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, well,
that's what he says to you.
Alright, if you want to be that way. Well, it's good. It looks like I'm not going to endear myself to Polly or vice versa, so when he does inevitably snuff it, I'm not going to be that bothered. Alright, well, let's go down the tunnel then. If it's nothing, if he's got no problems, let's go deeper into the tunnel. Let's go the way the stones were pointing before I kicked them.
Okay, you continue further down the stones. Down the passageway.
Right.
And then, again, as you pass another opening, you hear what you think is a kind of tapping sound, a distant tapping sound.
Right. Any chance it's a raven? Okay. Distant tapping sound, okay. Is there any chance it could be a tool or an implement of some kind? Perhaps somebody mining something? Or
you don't know what it is. It sounds strange.
Let's investigate it. Let's head in continue to head in the direction of it.
Polly tells you he doesn't want to go down there. He just wants to stick to the main tunnel.
Well, Polly's actually on the clock. So, Polly, I'm going to have a word with your employer, because no wonder that other guy was the right-hand man and you aren't. Because this do
a charm roll.
My charm's rotten.
50 or below.
50 or below? Right, okay, hang on.
So you got a 50% chance.
Roll it in the old hat. For luck. Here we go. 70. Fuck.
Again, another 70.
Wah.
Polly says, no. I'll stay here. You go on, and just whatever it is, come back.
Alright, well, it's a shame that it's so early in our adventure, because I would have had him stay behind and put the beef stew on. But that's fine. All right, okay. Well, if he's going to be that way, I'll carry on my own way.
You walk down the passageway, and you nervously look over your shoulder and see the light of Polly's lamp at the mouth of the tunnel slowly diminishing with each step that you take. And as you proceed along the tunnel, you still hear this tapping. Although now it's taking on a more definitive sound. Those of footsteps. And they're walking towards you.
All right. Well, I think the only thing to... So, am I in a tunnel that's just straight? There's no option for me to hide?
There are other openings around you could hide.
Hide an opening.
Hold on a second. I just heard a really strange noise in my house there.
Guys, you heard it here first. This is some pretty atmospheric shit.
Yeah, and I'm in the house on my own now, freaking myself out.
Like, define strange noise.
It sounded like a voice.
A whisper, perhaps?
Not a whisper. It's probably just my neighbour. So, I hope either that or someone's upstairs. We'll find out, everyone. If you see anything bad happen to me, call the police. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it 10 minutes and then call them just in case. I wouldn't want to unnecessarily call them. So.
Okay, so you hide in one of the openings. And
I should probably turn out the lamp, I imagine.
And peer out. You turn the lamp off, but your eyes are quickly blinded by the darkness.
That's fine.
You can't see anything down there. The dim light from Polly's lamp can no longer be seen because although the tunnel's kind of straight, it kind of veers very slightly.
Right. Any carrots in the beef stew? I could use to improve my eyesight in the dark.
I still hear the footsteps.
Right.
Coming closer.
Now, if I was in the tunnel, say I was the person that was doing the walking right now, if they were to look, they would see Polly's light at the end of the tunnel, wouldn't they? Faint, but they'd see it.
They may see a very faint glow of it, but they would have to walk just a little bit past the opening that you're in, so that as they sort of pass just this right. very, very slight curve of the tunnel.
Want you to prepare another flare. Right.
Well, you do it. You're the.
Well, I'm preparing the flare. Right.
Right. Okay. So.
And as they get closer, right.
Right.
Oh fuck! I think my notepad's gone with all the shit I had written on it because I didn't save it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it is.
Do you want to quickly
recap it? It was shotgun.
Or do you want me to
furry handcuffs?
Right. Okay.
No, I think I can remember a lot of it. Furry handcuffs, chloroform.
Handcuffs, chloroform, and handkerchief. You now have 5 flares. You'll have 4 if you use one.
25 shells.
That's right. You get a kerosene lamp.
4 flares because I'm about to use one.
A hiking bag, 2 grenades.
Hiking bag, 2 grenades.
A compass with a lid.
A compass with lid.
Yep. Matches.
1
15-hour candle.
Stew.
1 army ration stew and a gas stove and a canteen of water.
Water. I think I've got most of the shit.
Right.
Lantern. Okay.
So the steps are continuing and they now seem to be just a few feet away.
Throw the flare.
Now they throw the flare.
Yeah.
You throw the flare in front of you and as it passes into the darkness, it lights up everything around it. Do a throw roll.
Can't wait to see where it ends up this time.
You need to get below 20. 20 or below.
70.
70. You throw the flare.
Yeah.
But as it passes down the passageway, it's as if the flare itself is snuffed out by the dark.
Okay.
Suddenly, A cold hand touches your face in the pitch black. Do a sanity roll.
Oh shit. Percentage dice, yeah?
Yeah, you need to get you need to get well, it depends. 40 or below, or is less worrisome. 40 or above is more.
70.
70. Oh, Cal.
I'm losing it.
Okay. Do you have a D6 on you?
Yeah.
Roll it.
Shit. 2.
Oh, you're lucky. All right, so you lose 2 points.
How many sanity points do I have overall?
46 now. Down
Alright,
from
okay.
50. As the hand touches your face, you momentarily shudder and almost lose your composure, but not quite. You're a hardened adventurer. You've seen the strange and the bizarre and the uncanny. You've faced down strange creatures from other eons, and so you try to grab the hand in front of you, but the hand is now gone.
Yeah, just to confirm to the people in the chat, these are not loaded dice. This is just extremely unlucky rolling. Okay, so the assumedly entity is touched me, now it's gone. It's just like, you can't throw for shit. And now it's just disappeared. Has the sound stopped?
Yes.
So it's gone. Okay.
Suddenly, in the passageway in front of you, it's as if a shroud of darkness lifts, and you can now see, several feet in front of you, the light from the flare on the ground that you threw, and it's bathing the tunnel in this red glow, and yet you seem to be alone.
Okay. Well, this is certainly a we've got 2 retracted messages at the same time. CIA job. Okay. This is a tough one.
Hello, Carrie.
All right. So, I mean, I suppose what I could do, we could go down and we could, right, because Polly
shouts now.
Polly's
down the
shouting.
passageway.
Oh, so he's got quite brave all of a sudden. Is all right? Okay, what's he shouting?
Shouting on you,
Right.
not screaming, just calling your name.
Just checking to see how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Just say, yeah, it's fine. Come up the tunnel. There's nothing going on.
Do a
charm.
a charm roll.
Looking forward to that failing. 50.
Oh, you've succeeded.
Yes. I'm not going down alone.
You slowly see from round that very, very slight kink in the tunnel passageway, you see the white glow of the lamp. And Polly arrives momentarily.
Alright. It's I'd like to question Polly, and I'd like to say to Polly, and in your times where you've been down here previously, have you ever had any kind of encounters what is it that makes you so unhappy to be down here? Was it a particular experience, or?
Excuse me while I blow my nose.
That's alright. Carry on, Polly.
We all do it, everyone. We all do it. I'm actually going to get some water. Hold that thought.
Okay. How's everyone doing tonight? How's your Saturday evenings going? I've been off for 2 weeks and now facing the proposition of going back to work on Monday, which I'm not overly excited about, but you know, can't win them all. Saturday's great. Well, bro, I can't ask for more than that. Yeah, my charm rolls so far have been pretty bad. He's got a kind of a strange stat kind of line, Nevada. Some things he's really, really good at, and other ones he's just absolutely terrible. I thought his charm would be a little bit better, but I think he's kind of supposed to be a little bit of a little bit hapless as well, but it's a difficult one. I think I still haven't entirely got to grips with everything, but I also don't have the sheet here. I'll need to print one off so I can refer to stuff myself. I also feel that there's a lot of extra dice here that I haven't got to use. I mean, look at the nick of that. Look at all these extra wee bits on that. I've no idea what that does. And Michael returns. Yeah, so Michael's just a big... Oh, hey!
I'm a big idiot. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, Polly
was
now
coming up
arrives.
because I've just charmed the pants right off him for once.
And we should say to the people that are watching, when you do have at least one successful roll on some of your talents and your skills that we're using, if you succeed at least once in the adventure and you don't die, then at the end of the adventure you get to roll for the chance of improving your skill, and that's how your stats kind of. It's not like Dungeons and Dragons where you level up. You can improve your skills essentially.
Yeah, jury's out yet on whether or not Jane's had a hand in things, but we'll see. Alright, so we've managed to convince Polly to come and join us.
Vodka. If I was drinking vodka like that, I'd be dead. Okay, so you've persuaded Polly to come up to where you encountered the spectral hand.
Right, okay, so I was asking him whether there was a specific incident that's made him very unsure about being down here.
There's a couple that come to mind. One of his friends who he'd sort of joined up with Lucky around about the same time, a guy called Tommy. He, before the disappearances started, he would quite often do the booze runs to the supplier on the outskirts of town. And on a couple of those occasions before the disappearances started, he said that he saw a dead relative. It was his cousin down there in the tunnels, walking around, and he said it was as if the dead cousin was standing alive again in front of him.
Did they say anything or seem to notice them?
No, because the Tommy ran, and Tommy was hell bent at never going back into the tunnels again. But Lucky didn't believe him. Told him under no uncertain terms that he had to
continue doing
it.
All right. Well, I've got my folder with me. Sorry, Polly. So I think we need to press on because we need to advance this. Obviously, we've just had a bit of an encounter. Sanity's a little bit shaken. Beef stew doesn't improve sanity, does it? No.
Only if you're very hungry.
Okay. So I think we should continue to go because to me this kind of indicates that we're going the right way. Let's continue to advance.
So you're continuing down this tunnel?
Yes.
Okay, so you push on for a little while longer. Polly now starts to nervously just give some idle chit chat about his life. He's got some family back in Ireland, and he starts filling you in his background. But you can tell that you've been in the proverbial trenches with people before. You know what it's like when people are nervous, when they're afraid. I
don't like the fact that he's trying to endear himself to me or telling me stuff about him, because it just makes me think that he's going to be copping it very soon.
Alan says the ZX spectral hand.
You should have seen the intro, Alan.
Oh, mate.
Go back afterwards.
Oh, I know.
Anyway,
can you put that up again?
I can. I'll put it up at the end.
Okay. Paul's got some family in Ireland, starts to just jump around from topic to topic. You've been in these situations with people before. You know what fear does to people, especially when they encounter the uncanny. And they'll do anything to talk about the mundane or the ordinary.
Okay.
As you continue on, you see in the dim light of your lamp another set of stones, like an arrow. But this time they're not pointing straight on, they're pointing left through a partial hole in the wall.
Big enough for someone to get through?
Big enough for someone to get through, but obviously not a full entrance.
Okay. I'm not going to kick the stones because I've got that out of my system. So let's carry on through it. Do I have to charm Polly again, or will he come with me?
Polly is now taking to you quite a bit. It seems.
Polly,
so,
look, you seem like a nice guy,
guy.
Polly, but things do not tend to go well for people that get too close to me, alright? I've got a bad track record. As far as I know, the orphan boy didn't immediately die, but for all I know, I'm going to get out of this endeavour and they'll say, oh, actually he died and actually Jane had a better chance of survival, but anyway, Polly, I'm rambling. I've had a tough paper around me. It's not been easy. I've lost a lot of people. I accidentally shot somebody. But, you know, it was in the name of investigation. I know you maybe didn't hear about that at the point where I was getting hired. Maybe you wouldn't have picked me at that point. But I don't think it's relevant. I don't know. I'm rambling, mate. I'm rambling. Anyway, I'm going to go through this hole. You can either come with me or you can stay outside if you want to. Do that. Actually, see, to be honest, mate, do you want to just stay outside and just make sure that nobody comes through the hole behind? I'll go through this hole.
Polly now would prefer to stay with you, and you start to get the feeling that maybe Polly has seen something when he was standing alone.
Right, okay. Earlier on, look, I've been withholding this, Polly, because it's been difficult enough to get you to come up here, but I encountered a spectral entity of sorts not too long ago, just actually before you shouted me. Did you encounter anything like that yourself?
Polly looks around sort of nervously, as if he thinks that if he talks about these things they'll somehow hear, but he does say that he thought he saw something in one of the other tunnels next to him, and what he saw looked like it looked like it was covered in tiny, bristly black hairs.
Right,
he's not sure what it was.
Giant rat, maybe. Okay. There's only one way of doing this. I'm going to go in normally. I want Polly to go in backwards. Right? Polly's going to go in backwards like this, right? Holding the lamp at the other end. So I'm going to look down the way we're going and he's going to look back the way because I don't want something to come behind us. Or I don't want something to come without prior notice.
Okay, so you lean inside the hole and Polly stands facing the opposite direction. You can't get a great look, but what you do see is that the hole is quite narrow, but it's large enough for you to get inside, and the walls around the hole on either side jut out, so you can't see, but you think it actually opens up into a wider area, and over the threshold of the hole, there's a sort of 1 foot drop onto the ground. So you continue on. Polly falls backwards and nearly incinerates himself with the kerosene lamp.
I would have told Polly if there'd been a drop, right? Because all I was really wanting him to do is watch the entrance, right? I'm not going to just jump down and look up and go, oh.
Polly falls backwards and nearly covers himself in kerosene.
Shit.
But luckily that doesn't quite happen. So he's a little bit flustered by the experience. Looking around, he's like, "Is this a room?" And you look around, and it seems to be some sort of opening. Looks like a larger, not quite not a large room, but quite a small one, but different from the passages that you've been in. And in the corner of this room, there's another opening in front of you at the other end of the room, but just to the side of that, in the corner, there looks to be what looks like a large a piece of cloth or blanket lying there, and there's something underneath it.
Investigate the cloth or blanket.
You walk over to the cloth, and you think you hear a groan coming from underneath it.
All right. I want Polly. Polly's got his lantern, hasn't he?
Yes.
Okay, so Polly holds the lantern. I'll lift the cloth with one hand, but with the other hand, I'll hold my gun.
Which gun?
It's going to be easier to do it with the revolver.
Right.
Because the shotgun's going to be a little bit impractical.
Okay. All right.
And they've got a better chance of survival if I accidentally shoot them. Okay.
Okay, you lift you slowly pull what looks like on closer inspection it looks like the cloth a torn from a torn bag that would have had something in it, maybe like a large consignment of goods.
Right, and not a hiking bag. Not like the one that I've got.
No.
Okay, so this looks like it was containing. Can you ask Polly if these were the kind of bags that Lucky's goods were in?
Polly nods, yeah.
Okay.
But he's a bit speechless at the moment because he's
of his fault.
What's underneath that, and he sort of says to you, like, maybe we should just leave it alone.
Because of the bag.
Because of it, it's not a bag. It's the as if the bag has been torn.
Right.
And the cloth has been laying flat over covering whatever's underneath it.
Right. Well, lift it. I want to see what's underneath it.
You pull it back slowly, and you are confronted with a hideous sight. There's a body, the body of a man, and his eyes seem to be missing. The blood has congealed around the sockets, and at some point it stopped flowing over his face. By the pallid look of his skin, he looks as if he's been dead maybe for a day or two. Anything else?
Does Polly know the person? It might be difficult without any eyes, but ask Polly if he knows this person.
Yeah.
Who is he?
It looks like a guy called Jack Thompson that was part of Lucky's group. The second group that went down.
Okay.
The one that was headed by Russo.
Okay. So, if we examine them, is there anything of interest on him? Any other injuries that don't look as if they could have been done by, say, a human, for example?
Well, interestingly, you look down and you notice that his hands are covered in blood, and in either hand there looks.
Is there a chance he clawed his own eyes out? Is this what you're on?
That's what it appears. It appears as if both of his eyeballs are in either hand.
Failed a sanity roll, did he?
Probably.
One too many. All right. Does Polly see?
Jane.
Does Polly see that?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
fuck. He's gonna lose it. Right. Okay. Has he got anything else on him of interest? Anything that, other than the injuries, is he carrying any objects or items or anything like that? I'll give him a pat down. Have a look.
No, there doesn't appear to be anything on him, and in fact, you notice that he's also doesn't have his shoes.
Right.
And his feet are cut. They look as if he's been possibly wandering around the tunnels, maybe for days.
Okay, well, this has become a bit of a trend now, but can you close his eyes? I know he's not getting the eyelids, but can you close his eyelids?
You try, but you're unsuccessful. The wounds are there are lacerations across his lids.
Too much. All right. Well, at least Polly saw that I tried. Well, I think I think we should put the blanket or the cloth or whatever it was back over him.
Okay, you do that, and Polly's asks you, he's like, what's happened? What do you think's happened here?
bad batch of LSD. Well, I think it's too early to say, Polly. Unfortunately, it does look as if it was self-inflicted, but there's not enough evidence here to suggest why he might have done that. So I don't think we should get too hung up on it, to be honest. Having a look around the room, see if there's anything else in the room other than the body.
You notice that on the floor to the opening next to the body, there looks like there are dried drops of blood, large drops of blood on the ground leading off into the passage.
Alright. We're going to have to go down that passage, I'm afraid. Is Polly coming with me, or is he too spooked?
He's barely holding it together at this point, but he's more frightened of being alone now because you're too far away from Lucky's Lounge.
Yeah.
Now. So he's more frightened about being alone than he is continuing.
Alright, well, I'm going to have to put the revolver away and take the shotgun out again.
Okay.
And we're going to have to continue in the direction of the dried blood.
Okay, as you continue down the passageway, following the droplets of blood, they become more pronounced, and the number of them grows as you progress down the passageway. And then you stop for a second because you hear once again the footsteps that you heard before. Although this time you think they sound like the footsteps of a woman wearing heels.
Oh, fuck. Alright. We'll just need to continue on. Polly's is going to be unwilling to leave me on my own, so Polly will need to come with me, and we'll need to continue on in the direction of the footsteps, holding the lantern up, which I'm pretty sure very quickly is about to do nothing, but let's head in the direction of the footsteps. Slowly, okay, so cautiously.
You continue on, slowly, cautiously. And along the passageway, you find another body lying on the ground. This one has its face down against the uneven rock on the floor, and appears to be a man.
Okay. Can you have Polly look in front of us and just keep an eye on what's going on while I examine the body?
Polly readies his revolver,
right,
and keeps an eye while you.
Cool. Tell him not to shoot any walls. Alright, well, without having to turn him over, could you first examine his fingernails at the body on the ground? Not Polly's.
You look down at his hands and you see that there looks like there's something inside one of his clenched fists, and it's bloodied, but the grip and the rigor mortis is too strong for you.
We can't pry it open with the knife?
Yeah, if you want to.
Alright, softly pry it open.
Polly's shocked that you're doing this, but yeah, so you cut into the hand and you manage to pull the fingers apart, and what you find is a bloodied lump of red flesh.
Okay. Any clues to where they might have come from?
It looks like a tongue.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, as per usual, with great tact and care and respect for the deceased, could you turn them over so we can get a look at their coupon?
You turn them round and you see a man no older than 25. His mouth is gaping wide open, and you can see that he has torn out his own tongue and probably bled to death.
Shit. Again, does Polly recognise him?
Polly's not exactly sure. He thinks that it may have been one of the men that Lucky sent down, but it he's not sure.
Cool. Well, thanks for that, Polly. Okay, so so the previous one had torn out his eyes. This one's torn out his tongue. Any other injuries?
No.
Okay. We're going to need to carry. There's nothing to cover him with, is there?
No. Just darkness.
Just enveloping darkness. Envelope me. Right. Well, the only thing we can do is head onwards.
Okay, so you continue, and you come to what can only be described as a crossroads in the tunnel. There are openings to either side of you. Roll a spot hidden, please. 50 or below to succeed.
Oh, 60.
60.
Yeah.
It's a near success, but not quite, my friend. As you both walk past one of the openings, two men leap out to attack both of you. One from either side. What's your dexterity?
I don't actually have...
It's 70. It's 70. So
Yeah.
it's up on the
screen.
On the screen. Right. Okay. So
70 or less.
take your percentage dice.
Yeah.
All right. So this man tries to punch you. So you can either, in this situation, you can either try to fight back, dodge,
right,
or you can try a fighting maneuver, which is a specific goal that you want to do.
Right. What are my stats best catered for?
Your hold on, what's your... Okay, this is good. Hold on, everyone. Just
radio silence.
talk amongst yourselves.
The old dead air.
We've not done a lot of combat.
See you shortly, Mimi. Let's see. So my
Goodbye.
dexterity 70, strength 60. So that's 70's pretty high, right? I mean, surely we.
Your dexterity is, but that decides. Okay, so your brawl's 50.
Right. Does dexterity allow me to dodge?
No. I'll explain that in a minute. Hold on.
Right.
But no, just you basically your brawl will decide your fighting maneuver, or whether you do something like, say, like
hit him with a gun,
grab him, try to put him in a chokehold, whatever.
Right.
Or if you try to fight back in some way, and then your dodge is 35.
Right. So my dodge is shite. All right, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go in. We're gonna have to go in and take this guy out, because at this point, Polly's flaky. Polly's very close to losing it. So I'm gonna have to take charge of this situation and show him that I've still got my shit together. So
Polly's struggling with the other guy. He's locked in a fight with his other guy.
Let's brawl. Let's dance.
Let's brawl. Right. Okay. So make a roll against your fighting skill. That's 50.
Come on. Oh, fuck off. Is that 90?
90.
90. Fucking
okay,
hell.
So and I scored a low roll. Okay, so the man lunges towards you, cracks you across the jaw.
Shit.
And you're going to lose some hit points for that.
Fucking hell.
You stumble backwards, but luckily, rather than falling, you're stopped from falling by the other side of the passageway.
Right.
So you now can we can now do that again if you want, or you can try a fighting maneuver.
Okay.
You can do
so how
something
does the
else.
fighting maneuvers work? Sorry.
So like,
I
if
thought I
you
had
said,
to roll for brawl anyway.
Yeah, you do,
Right.
but you have to tell me what you want to do. Like,
Right.
so say for
So I
example,
want to swing I want to try and hit him with the shotgun.
right, okay,
Not shoot him, but actually just
right,
smack him
okay,
with it.
okay, all right, that's fine.
Right. But I need to have a successful brawl roll.
Well, we have to. What did you get?
I haven't rolled yet.
What roll?
50. So that's like
50,
bang on, right?
So
that's
you're
okay.
a success, and I was not a success when I rolled there. So, okay, so you pull up
Back
the
in the
shotgun
game.
and you smack him across the face
Right.
with the butt of the shotgun, and
Lights
he
out.
goes down. He goes down like a sack of potatoes. While you're doing this, you turn round and you see that Polly is still struggling with this other man.
Yeah, we need to interject in that. Bash him in the face with a
Bash him again.
with a shotgun. No, bash the other person.
Take this, Polly.
Kick Polly in the back so he falls on top of the guy. Yeah.
Okay, so all right. You don't need to roll for this because
the
Polly's
guy will be
already
distracted, so I can move in from the
there
side.
you go.
and just
Okay,
whoosh,
so you smack him across the face, and the guy crumples again.
falls like a
And the
map.
two guys are now on the ground, blood oozing from their faces because of Nevada Jones's shotgun assault. Minus
Pow pow!
bullets.
Right,
Yeah.
nice. Now we're getting somewhere.
One of them jumps to his feet and manages to land a punch on Polly. Polly falls back
Fuck's
and
sake, Polly.
knocks into
Knocks into the kerosene lamp.
knocks into you, and both men by this point disappear into the tunnels.
For fuck's sake, Polly. Oh my god. But they were both
However,
on the ground.
Polly says that he recognises one
From
of
a
the men.
rival gang.
Yep.
Alright, so I mean I'm a little bit dazed at this point, but I'm operational. What state's Polly in?
Polly's okay.
Polly's okay.
Polly's
Alright. We've fucked it up again, Polly.
In fact, I mean, this is more his wheelhouse, you know.
Well,
Like
fine.
whispers, specs. Well, just having to,
I just
fighting
got us the
with
upper hand in that
corporeal
situation.
I know,
and
I know.
he's just like tripped over his whoa, pulled down the fucking curtains on top of his boat. For fuck's sake. Right, okay. So the guy, do we know which did they split up again, or did they both run down the same corridor?
You don't know. They've both headed off, and there's so many tunnels down that opening. You don't really know.
So there's
Which
no
way
way
they
of knowing
went.
which direction they went.
No, you look to
Can we
see
hear
if there's
them?
a blood trail, but it's not. You hear this, the kind of scampering of feet, but because of the echoes, you're not sure where they're coming from, and eventually they just stop.
You fucking. Oh, Polly. Okay. Now I need to think about the next best thing to do. All right. So
Polly's shocked. He informs you that he's shocked because the one that he recognised is from a really small outfit
okay.
on the south side of the city, ran by a guy called Santino.
I think there've
and
been
he deals-
opportunities because these other teams have been taken
He-
out. They're trying to.
He deals in very sort of very low level criminal activities. He always appears to be ambitious, but no one really takes him that seriously.
Okay. But it sounds like he's trying to take advantage of the fact that there's a bit of disharmony going on down here at the moment.
And Polly says he thinks that would be crazy. That would be a death sentence.
Well, we'll see, Polly. We'll see. Why don't you fucking watch your feet? Okay. So how many like caverns and tunnels are we currently presented with?
Well, there's the tunnel on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
You're pushing forward,
Yep.
and then there's one to the left and right, which is the men came out of both of those, like either side of you.
Okay. Assumedly left and the right. Has Polly got any knowledge of these tunnels where we currently are? Does he know if any of them might lead to the surface?
He actually does know where they are because the where they are is it's near to a place that Lucky used to tell the men to stash any of their goods if the tunnels should ever be raided by the police, if the police ever got that bold, or if a rival gang ever came down and they had to hide their stuff. So Polly knows where that place is.
Can Polly take us to the stash?
Yeah.
I'd like to go to the stash. Is it by any chance, is it in the direction that one of those guys went?
No, it's actually in the opposite direction. It's in the other, through the opposite hole.
So would we be heading back to go to this?
No, you wouldn't be heading back. No, you're not heading back.
You're still carrying on
men
forward.
Went that way.
Yep.
You could have went forward, but this is down
right the other way.
On the other side. Okay.
All right, let's take a brief detour. How far is it?
Polly reckons that it's maybe another 10, 15 minutes on foot, maybe.
Okay, we might as well check it out because this might let us know where some of the merchandise has ended up. Let's head in the direction of the stash.
Okay, so you head down towards the stash, moving between and through the network of tunnels. And Polly again reiterates he can't understand why Santino's men would be down there. It just makes no sense to him at all. You know, if Polly reports this now to Lucky, Lucky's going to wipe the guy off the face of the earth. And why they would attack them, why they would have attacked both of you as well, although, you know, maybe they didn't know who we were because it was in the...
But, I mean, if they're a small-time outfit, there's no great need for us to go back and report this just now, is there? Because they pose such little threat that they're not going to cause any kind of...
No, and in any case, Polly's that shaken by everything that's happened so far that there are other ways out of the tunnels, and he would probably prefer to take one of those that's nearer.
Yeah, rather than traipsing all the way back through.
Go all the way back to Lucky's.
All right, let's carry on in the direction of the stash.
So you continue on the way to the stash, and then suddenly you see another line of stones with an arrow.
Okay.
Pointing. And Polly says to you, well, the arrow's pointing sort of in the direction we're going anyway.
Right.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. You're losing
my fridge just made a weird noise that was like that. What was that? Okay,
you're
so
generally on edge. You're alright.
This is what it's like when I'm
Polly.
writing. This is what I'm like. So I've got a very noisy chair, by the way. I do apologise. So do you just continue onwards in that direction?
In the direction of the stash?
Yeah, because the arrow's pointing in that direction anyway.
Yeah, we got to carry on.
So you continue on, but Polly tells you that the stash is just a couple of tunnels away.
Okay.
Down in front of you. But you see another arrow pointing to the left, and it seems to go into an opening, which it's into another room, like the other that you found. Where
so if we went in there straight away, we'd be into the room. We wouldn't have to continue walking far. It's there on the other side of the opening.
No, it's not the stash.
No. But that's what I'm saying. It's close
that room
by.
is right there. Yeah, it's right there.
Right,
you could go in there and then just go back.
Let's take a brief detour and investigate the arrow.
Okay, so you go into the room, and Polly's terrified that you're going to find another body, another one of his dead
colleagues,
partners. But instead, what you find in the middle of this room is that the ground this room seems to have soil on the ground, and in the middle of the ground, it looks as though someone has buried something. There's a kind of circular impression, almost like a very, very slight mound.
Does it look recently?
Yeah, it could have been recent. Yeah, could have been within the last few days.
Anything else in the room? Looking around, all in the potentially buried object.
No, nothing else.
Okay, what kind of size are we talking? This burial
mound.
Yeah,
it's like the size of like a dinner plate.
Okay. I like where this is going. Well, I got to put my I got to put my stew. Yeah, I got to put my stew on something. Speaking of which, how are they doing for food and stuff like that? They all right?
You and Polly?
Yeah, they're not
haven't
needing the
stopped
stew
eating
just
it.
now, are they?
No.
Will that replenish the hit points that I lost?
No.
Oh, fuck. All right. Okay.
But
well, we're not in
But it'll
desperate.
stop you from growing weak if you're down the tunnels for too long.
Right.
You've already been down the tunnels for about 4 or 5 hours.
That's getting up to eating time, isn't it?
Mm.
All right. Is there any kind of fatigue setting in it? Do we need to rest or anything just now?
Adrenaline's coursing through your veins.
All right. Okay.
and
So
kind of-
back to the task at hand. All right. We're gonna have to using my archaeological skills. That's in my travel bag that contains apparently nothing. I'm going to make an attempt to unearth this object carefully, timidly, cautiously.
Okay, so you start digging at the mound and you quickly realise that in amongst the dirt is a piece of paper, and on it someone has written down some note. It seems to be signed by Lucky's right-hand man.
Rossi. Russo. Or
Russo.
What? Is that right? Okay.
So this appears to be it appears to continue from a previous thought, as if there's a page missing.
Okay.
But Russo mentions a previous clue and a previous note that he'd left, and that he was chased through the tunnels by something big but almost kind of bird-like,
Okay.
and it absolutely terrified him. But he's going to push on to the stash room in the hopes that whoever's reading this note is one of Lucky's men.
Okay. So, is there anything else? Is it just the note that was buried?
Just the note.
Nothing else underneath it? Okay, so we have a dinner plate sized note. Okay, so there's nothing else in the room of any interest.
No.
Alright, we're going to steel ourselves and head back in the direction of the stash.
Okay, so Polly seems buoyed slightly by the fact that Russo at least made it this far into the tunnels. Although the implication of the note, it feels as though the way he's written in the note that he was maybe on his own, something had happened to the other men.
Okay.
So Polly's now getting a little bit of his composure back because he thinks, I could go and rescue my friend, essentially. Hopefully find him alive. Maybe he'll be in the stash room where Lucky tells his men to stash any goods if the police ever raid the tunnels. Okay. So you push on. You go through a couple more tunnels. A couple of times you worry that you hear very faint footsteps again, like those before, but they seem to be so far off that they don't. You don't feel too in danger at this point. And then you arrive at what looks like a brick wall, and Polly starts to remove some of the bricks. They're not mortared in.
Okay.
So he starts to pull them
away.
So
he clearly knows this is like a kind of a fake out. I suppose this isn't something that's new or been added. Polly's obviously aware of it.
This is where the stash is.
Okay.
Where the stash is supposed to be kept.
Sure.
And Polly does say that, like if the people who disappeared first, who had the contraband, if they got into trouble, they may have went to the stash room. Anyone who was in trouble down there was one of Lucky's men, would have known where to find it, but hopefully no one else would have.
Sure.
So eventually the hole in the wall is big enough for you to climb through, and Polly is now sort of eager to, almost kind of leading the way now. So he goes in first, because the stash room is kind of like this, maybe this place of safety for them down there. But unfortunately, the first thing that greets you when you both enter the room is what looks like a severed arm lying on the ground, and there's a blood trail which appears to lead up a wall, then up onto the ceiling, and then there is what looks like a hole in the ceiling, which seems to lead into further darkness.
Okay.
And the blood looks so it looks as if something has torn the arm off of someone down there and then pulled the rest of their body up.
Is it the right arm? Could it be the right hand?
It is the right arm.
Oh, this is a little bit on the nose, Michael. Is there anything kind of any distinguishing features, any rings or anything that might allow us to know who it was?
No.
Okay, and the fingers aren't positioned in any way to...
No.
Right, okay. So we've got no way of basically knowing who this arm belongs to.
But what you do notice is there's a what appears to be or Polly notices something strange, which is that in the opposite end side of the room there's another opening, and there seems to be 3 stones placed at the bottom of it. The opening's halfway up the wall, and it's about a foot across. It doesn't appear to be a fully dug tunnel. It's as if someone's dug it out because there's debris elsewhere, but it's as if they've cleaned the debris away and then left 3 stones underneath it.
Okay. Anything about the stones in terms of, like, are they arranged in a shape, or is there anything?
Just a line, like a line from left to right.
Okay, so everything so far has been an arrow. Now this is a line, which tends to suggest something to say that is not the way to go. A dilemma. So where are we? Are we in the stash room officially now?
Yeah.
Is there any goods around?
No.
Right, so it's completely empty, all in some stones.
It's empty, but Polly says, for whatever reason, maybe someone stashed something in that hole.
Okay, how large is the hole?
The hole's about a foot across, and from where you are, away from it, it looks as if it maybe only goes back a few feet.
Okay, can we hold the lantern towards it? Let's not enter it directly or place any hands at it, but let's try and get some light in there.
So when you do that, the light shines into the hole, and you see that it's actually only about a foot, maybe slightly more, deep into the wall. And what on the inside, the sort of ledge, the bottom of the hole, there appears to be something buried.
Is it safe to place our hands at it? Does it look? I mean, it's obviously kind of been dug out by hand, perhaps, but does it look like it may collapse or anything if I put it in? Does it look unstable?
No, it looks solid.
All right, we're gonna have to carefully exhume this other buried object then.
So you start to rifle through the debris that's covering whatever's buried there, and as you do, you hear a gasp just as your hands touch what feels like another note. You hear a gasp behind you, and you turn round, and Polly is staring at the corner of the room with a look of utter fear on his face, and absolutely loses the plot and screams, and then climbs out through the hole back into the tunnels and starts running.
So he's seen something, assumedly something that I can't see.
You can't. You don't see anything there.
How far into getting that note out? Or the note's been unearthed, right?
It's in your hand, so
Okay. Um, do I feel anything in this room, a coldness, or is there darkness encroaching, or anything like that?
no. But as far as you're concerned, all the tunnels feel that way.
Okay. So can we take the note out and then stand facing the direction that Polly was looking, and read the note with one eye while looking out in the direction of where Polly was looking?
You can do that.
Okay.
So you read the note, and again, it's another note from Russo,
Okay.
and he confirms what Polly stated. He says that he's encountered a number of Santino's men down in the tunnels, and he has no idea why he's there, but there is a slight suspicion about some of what might be going on down there, but he doesn't want any of his enemies or any of Lucky's enemies to get their hands on that information. So he specifically says, if you're one of Lucky's men, you'll know where the oak door is. And he will leave something there with more information.
The difficulty we've got is Polly's just bottled it, isn't he? He's just ran.
Yeah, but you can still hear him screaming. He's
He's not ran that far away. Okay. So it's directly above us is the hole. There's a blood trail going up. How easy would it be to climb up and through there?
No, it's impossible. It's too high up.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have to backtrack and see what Polly. See if we can calm down Polly.
Okay, so you head through the opening back out into the tunnels, and you can hear the footsteps of Polly running down one of the passageways. So you give chase. But the strangest thing happens that as you're chasing Polly's footsteps, they slowly but surely change in character until eventually they sound like those of a woman in heels.
Okay. Are we continuing to pursue at this point?
It's up to you. You're Nevada Jones.
We're gonna have to get to the bottom of this. So let's I was wanting to clarify to see if you'd stopped, but no. Let's carry on.
Despite this ominous sound, you continue onward, and then suddenly in front of you, about 10 feet, you see an opening on either side of the passageway, and someone walks past. The light from your lamp barely reaches them, but what you're certain is it was the figure of a woman.
All right. Okay. I couldn't work out any detail or anything. Just that we got a kind of a silhouette.
Yeah, you'd have to get a closer look.
Okay. So did you say she was walking across our vision?
She walked across the tunnel from one opening to another. Your tunnel continues onward.
And is that direction Polly's gone?
You don't know. You were following his footsteps, and then suddenly they sounded
transmutated
like
into
a woman.
Well, we're going to need to look down the tunnel that the woman's headed down.
Okay, so you walk up to the opening of the tunnel, and you see in the dim light the figure of a woman standing with her back to you, but standing still. You can't see her face.
How far away is she?
I would say again about just 10 feet, maybe less, maybe 9.
Tell her to turn around slowly.
You tell her to turn around slowly, and all you can hear is her breath, but she doesn't move.
That's old chestnut. Sense dictates that a bad thing to do would be to go and manhandle her. Are we hearing our breath in a normal way, or is it kind of a slightly disembodied? Like, is it louder than it should be?
It sounds almost disembodied. Doesn't quite jar with the environment nor with the position of the figure.
Okay. So the steps have turned into her at this point. We've got absolutely zero way of heading back and finding Polly necessarily, because we don't know where he's gone to, because it's changed. So I think I'm just trying to think if there's anything in the kit. We gave away the comb.
Brush hair.
I know. Soothingly brush.
2 barrels straight in her bag.
Bang. Is there anything around, like a loose stone or anything like that? Like, could you find a pebble of sorts?
Yeah. You look down around you and you see that there are some small rocks. So you bend down and you pick one up, and when you stand up, the woman is no longer facing away from you. She's now only a few inches away from you, and staring directly into your face. And you know the face, Callum. You know that face.
Any chance she's got a gunshot wound in her?
You see no gunshot wound, but it appears to be
the face of Jane.
Jane, but her face has been horribly mangled.
Oh.
The skin is flailed off, and parts of her jaw and her teeth are exposed from her lip being torn and hanging.
Christ. I feel a sanity roll's coming.
Yep. So make a sanity roll. Where are you? Okay, you're at 46.
Okay, so 40 or lower.
You're at 46. So something happens either way with a sanity roll, but
okay.
It's just that if it's lower, it's less bad.
Okay. 20.
Oh,
that's not bad. That's not too bad.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so
he shouts in her face.
Yeah. So you stumble backwards, and the face grins at you, but again, you manage to hold your resolve, because you are Nevada fucking Jones.
Howdy, ma'am.
You reach out to grab the figure, and it disappears. However, there was something very even more unsettling than what you'd seen, which was just for a moment, just for the briefest of moments, the figure felt real to the touch, just for a moment, and then
tangible.
It vanished.
And now they're gone. So is it just complete silence we can hear now, or is there any chance we can hear Polly screaming and running?
You now see the dim glow of Polly's lantern down at the bottom of the tunnel, walking towards you, and he's whispering your name.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how far is he?
Well, he's now reached you, and he's just sort of saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? What happened?"
Fine. We're gonna have to ask Polly what he saw in that room that made him run.
Sorry, original Stephen rolled to make out with zombie Jane.
No, it's too late for that. I don't think she's in. No,
a mouth like that.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna need to ask Polly what it was. Polly, what was that all about? What was all the runaway lark about?
He said that he looked in the corner and he saw what he could only describe as a darkness from the corner, and then several beady eyes glistening, and beneath them 2 large pincers. And then afterwards he heard the sound of many legs moving along the walls and the ground, and believed that he was being chased by some giant arachnid through the tunnels.
Doesn't sound ideal. All right. Full transparency with Polly. We're gonna have to tell him that we've just seen someone that we believe to be dead, not confirmed to be dead. We may have had a hand in her unfortunate demise, but it certainly corroborates the story that he told me about the other person that had seen.
Yeah.
I love her. So moving quickly on with that, so that Polly doesn't run away in another fit of panic. We need to.
Polly is now. He's had enough. He's had enough, and he's saying that he really just wants to get to the nearest exit and leave the tunnels behind. And he asks if you want to come with him.
Before he does do that, can you tell us where the oak door is? The wood door.
Polly's still. What he says is that he says, "Look, if you come with me to one of the tunnels, which is called the Green Path, that if you get Polly there safely, he'll tell you. He'll write down and show you a little map how to get to the oak door."
How far is the oak door from this tunnel? The escape tunnel.
From the Green Path.
Yeah.
It's a distance, but not as far as the distance that you've already come.
Okay. Would heading in that direction be taking take me further away from the wood door? I mean, he's not going to tell me that, is he? He's going to keep those cards close to his chest. We've only got one option. We need to know where this door is, so we're going to have to help scared Sally. We're going to have to take him to the green path, or the green road, or the green mile.
Okay, so Polly starts to lead you through the passageways again, and this time though he's kind of muttering to himself a little bit, and he's really shaken up, and he keeps glancing over his shoulder and keeps saying that he thinks he can still hear the legs of this arachnid on the walls and the passageways behind you, but you do not hear that. However, you do hear a strange clicking noise, which is it's not the footsteps that you heard before. It's different.
Okay. How far away does it sound?
It sounds like they're coming from up ahead, but
Okay.
Polly says the green path is to the right.
This weird bang just went on in the background there as well. Fucking hell.
We're haunted,
haunted
everyone.
houses.
We're haunted.
Alright, so the noise has been made up ahead. I suppose there's absolutely zero way that Polly would entertain the idea of heading in the direction of where those sounds came from.
No way.
Right, okay.
No way.
We're gonna need to go with Polly, but we're gonna have to be cautious and keep an ear out, keep an eye out for anything approaching from behind. But we're gonna need to go there because I need to find out where this door is.
Okay, so you continue on with Polly, and you still hear this clicking sound. Make a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
50 or below for success.
Come on. 30. There we go.
Oh,
We're starting to
there
get a
we
little
go.
bit of luck with
There
the
we
rolls
go.
now.
So as you're moving down this passageway, Polly says the green path is just along here. Actually, it leads up to a greengrocer's seller who actually works for Lucky.
Okay.
The business is a front, basically. So you're walking down the path, but you glance to your left because you think you hear something, and you see another opening, and you see what you can only describe as a skeletal figure walking through the passageway
Towards us.
towards you. And with that, you hear this clicking sound, and you realise that the clicking sound is the sound of this thing's bones and feet rattling in the surrounding environment.
So it's a it's confirmed as a spoopy skeleton.
It's a spoopy skeleton, Callum.
Alright. I think at this point we're going to have to... our man's... Polly's going to run. So again, I think I'm going to need to make some kind of show of force to bring him back on side. We're going to have to blast the skeleton with a shotgun.
Okay, so you raise your shotgun up, and the skeleton lets out a horrid scream and starts running down the tunnel towards you with its arms outstretched. Your dexterity's 70, so there's no danger here. You're not getting a shot off. Your firearm skill is 40, so do a roll.
Okay. 20.
Oh, you squeeze the trigger, and you let one of the buckshots off, and it just
Bon voyage!
blows a hole in the middle of the skeleton, and it just
Okay.
crumples into the ground. Polly didn't quite see what you saw, but he saw something, and he's impressed that you've just taken care of it. But he's now even more desperate to get back down to the green path.
How far is the green path from here?
It's seconds.
Alright. Seconds.
So you start.
But
okay.
he could make it. He could assumedly make it of his own.
No, he's. You've got to get him to the ladder that goes up.
Fuck. All right. Head towards. He's not gonna let me examine the skeleton, is he?
No, he's. He needs to.
Prick. All right. Head towards the green mile.
Okay, so Polly leads you forward, and as you're going, you start to hear again another skeletal figure, now from your right, down another opening, running down the passageway towards you.
Right. You want some? I'll give it you. Right, okay. We're going to need to just unload with another thing.
Okay.
So, Nevada says, excuse me for a minute, Polly. Points the shotgun in the direction of it. And, let fly 50.
Oh.
His weapon was 40, wasn't it?
It was.
So you missed.
You, no, you didn't miss. You didn't miss. But it was nearly a success. So you let off another round, but this time it just takes out the right leg of the skeleton. It falls to the ground and it starts clawing its way along the ground towards you. As this happens from behind you, you then hear other skeletal creatures moving en masse towards you, and the clicking of their bones grating against the rocky surrounds.
How far are they?
You turn your lamp behind you, and you see this mass of skeletal bodies. Some of them are complete, some of them are in pieces, and they're moving all together along the passageway towards you, and they are about I'd say about 20 to 30 feet away from you. And you can now see the ladder to the green path, which is just ahead.
Difficulty I've got is that, yeah, I know, I'm thinking it's time to let one of those Mark II grenades fly, but he's shite at throwing. So I run the risk of blowing Polly to Kingdom Come. Right?
It's pineapple time.
Yeah.
Paul,
I think you're right, mate.
Right, okay.
What we need to do is we need to get ourselves between the ladder and Polly. We need to get to that. We need to push past Polly.
To stop him from getting
up the ladder.
Why?
Do it.
Okay, all right. You push past Polly, but you're you've got you get zero build. So you get a strength of 60, right? So make a strength roll. So
50.
50, right? Okay, so you manage to push past Polly, and you race forward towards the ladder, and Polly's a little bit stunned at why this is happening. He turns round and he screams at something lurching down the passageway towards him.
All right.
And he starts letting off rounds of his revolver at it.
Okay. Now, basically, this might seem a little bit aggressive, what I've just done, right? But I needed to make sure that he wasn't getting out of there before I got the information, right?
Okay.
Let's let a grenade fly.
Right, okay.
Right,
so
we're
going to throw a grenade in the direction now of Polly. Okay.
I know. Well, this is the thing, right? So Polly's not going to listen to us, right? He's not going to back it up.
It's going to go out like a firework on the 4th of July.
Oh man. The difficulty we've got, right? Tell Polly to move, right?
Right.
Tell him to run towards the ladder, and I'll cover him.
Okay. What are you going to start shooting, or?
Yeah.
With your buckshot.
Well, we've already fucking sent a skeleton to camp. Well, actually, do you know what? We're not going to start shooting with the buckshot. We're going to hold up a grenade, and we're going to take the pin out of it.
Right.
Right? And Polly's going to see that, and we're going to say, Polly, fucking move it.
Okay, so Polly starts running towards the ladder for dear life.
Yeah.
And you see this wriggling mass of bones and skeletons reaching out towards you. They're only a few feet away from Polly.
So we need to throw the grenade beyond Polly into the mass.
Okay, right. You've got a throw of 20.
Come
on, Nevada. Come on.
Come on. Yes! 20!
Let me see this. Let me see with the lag.
20!
With the lag. Let me see.
20!
Let me see. I can't even see it. I can't even see.
Trust me, it's a 20. I'm holding it up. That's 100% what it landed on.
Alright, I believe you. Okay, so you launched the grenade. Best throw you've ever done in your life.
And do you know what? It just whistles past.
Yeah.
Polly's ear.
Okay. Yeah.
Spinning.
It whistles past Polly's ear. And it goes right just into this mess of bones. And you hit the deck. Polly hits the deck. And the grenade goes off. And it sounds like the bones have just been absolutely pulverized. And there's a kind of shockwave that comes through the tunnel. Your ears are ringing. But as the dust settles, you look up and all you can see are bits of bone lying around the passageway. Polly staggers to his feet and grabs hold of the ladder. And
no, he doesn't grab hold of the ladder because I'm between the ladder and him.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Point the shotgun at Polly.
What are you doing?
Point the shotgun at Polly. Polly, where the fuck is this door?
I'll write you a map. I'll give you a map to it.
And then once you've done it, you can go up the ladder. But until then, you're not even getting a whiff of this ladder.
Polly takes out a notepad and he draws some directions from where you are with his hand trembling. And after he does that, he tears the piece of paper off and hands it to you. You look at it and you see that it does seem to be a legitimate map of the tunnel, at least from the section that you can see Eddie.
He's smeared in his own shite. Alright, so I believe me and Polly are about to part company.
Yep.
So, as a token gesture, before Polly leaves, I'm going to give him... I'm going to just shoot him in the stomach. Little parting gift from Nevada. No, I'm going to give him the letters that Russo wrote.
Right, okay.
And tell him to take them to Lucky.
Right, okay. So he takes those and kind of nervously thanks you, looking at the shotgun in your hand.
Now, am I to assume that he's got a similar loadout of stuff to me, or...?
No, he just had he had 2 revolvers.
2 revolvers?
Mm.
Does he have... So he doesn't have any beef stew or anything?
No, he doesn't have anything on him.
Got some spare lantern fuel. He's got not getting anything. He's got two
He's got
revolvers.
lantern. He's got lantern. He's got lantern fuel, and he's got some. He's got like a small bag of peanuts on him.
Small bag of peanut. Right, take the peanuts.
Okay, he gives you the peanuts,
and take the lamp fuel.
And he gives you he empties the fuel from his lamp into yours.
Right, eat peanuts.
Okay, you eat the peanuts
in front of him. As he climbs up the ladder, eat the peanuts.
Okay, you eat the peanuts in front of him, and Polly sort of looks at you as if he thinks you're partially mad.
Well, you'd have to be to carry on here. And as Polly goes up, now what was the conditions? We had to find. What were the conditions of me getting paid?
Your condition of being paid was that you had to all you had to do to actually get the minimum amount was to find out what's going on down there.
All right.
Now
So,
you know that Russo and Polly both think that the Santino character is behind what's going on down there, but you still don't really know what's going on, and would Lucky take that information as
but he does have the letters.
yeah.
Okay, so what I want to say is, as with a mouthful of peanuts, just as Polly exits, I want to shout up to him and just say,
Okay.
"There's a small orphan boy,
Right.
right? Here's his name. If I'm due any money, if Lucky deems me due any money, give it to the boy. If I don't make it out,
Polly nods.
make sure the
and
boy's looked
disappears.
after, or I'll fucking haunt you."
He disappears through the hatch and closes the hatch.
All right, let's get to that door.
Okay.
We needlessly pumped the shotgun, and the
Right.
round that was loaded into it flies off into the distance.
Okay.
And it looks really cool, but I have to go and recover the round.
Okay.
Right. So after that brief interlude, we're going to head off in the direction of the door.
Okay, so you wander back down the passageway, surprised to see that the bones seem to have gone. At least most of them have. You see a couple of little fragments here and there, but they seem to have vanished for the most part.
Have
and
those peanuts sustained me successfully, or will I need to eat
Yeah.
beef stew?
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Right, cool. Good call on the peanuts.
Yeah. So you wander through the passageways, and this time now you're on your own. You follow Polly's badly drawn map, and at one point again you hear the clicking of something skeletal, and you also hear the sounds of those footsteps that you've been hearing before, but finally you make it to what known as the oak door. It's not actually a door.
Can I Can I just check something? See, when this scenario, I mean, if I survive, once the scenario's finished, will my skeleton combat ability increase? Because I've got 100% success rate against skeletons at the moment.
Well, your throw is going to increase if you
What a champion! I could probably go and just like ditch all the investigation now and just like join a baseball team.
So far your throw and your charm
Are on the up. Hit points went down. Sanity's a bit fucked.
and your brawl, your brawl's improved. It it doesn't mean that they automatically improve. You have to roll on it.
Okay, so we've made it to this door. Carry on.
Yeah. So, well, it's not a door, but what it actually is it's an archway dug into the rock, and there's the carving into the wall. Someone's carved what looks like a tree.
Okay.
So this is the oak door. Inside this opening, you see what looks like a half-dug hole in the ground, but there's nothing in it. Looks like one of Russo's.
Notes had been there.
Like it should have been,
Mm.
but there's nothing in it. Do a spot hidden.
Oh, fuck. 90. Fucked it.
9. Did you roll that in the actual thing?
Yeah. Fucked it.
Okay, so yeah, you don't see anything.
Fall into the hole. The fucking 90, Jesus. You can't half dig a hole. I beg to differ. Oh, sorry, I was just reading the chat. That wasn't me. Just like, I mean, my sanity's getting low, but it's not. Okay, so we failed to spot whatever was there. What's the next step in terms of okay, let's work it. So the room, it's not actually a door. You said, what did you say it was?
It was an arch, and arch carved into the rock, and someone's also carved the symbol of a tree next to it, which is why it's called the oak door.
Right.
The green path is called the green path because it's underneath the green growth.
Yeah.
This is the oak door because of this carving, obviously.
Okay. So is there anything for me to enter through?
Yeah, there's another archway in front of you.
Can I head through that, or is there something I need to do to open it?
No, you can walk through. I want you to do an idea roll.
Okay.
So you need to roll 60 or under.
0. Oh, that's 100, isn't it?
Is it 0 0 or
Yeah,
just 0? 0 0. That's 100. 100. That's like a fucking full on.
Jesus Christ! I mean, this is. In fairness, at least I managed to spin that grenade right earlier on, but that seems to. I seem to be back on a round of badness again. Shit. So
okay,
I have no clue.
Are you continuing on through the archway?
I'm gonna need to, yeah.
Okay, so you continue on. The passageway's lit ahead of you, and again you hear the sounds of footsteps, which you try to ignore and block out as best you can. The image of Jane's mangled face is haunting you just as much as the time you shot her by accident.
Line of duty.
And however, as you pass another open archway to the side, you see another arrow pointing in.
Another arrow. Which way? Pointing down? Did you say?
On the ground, pointing into this doorway.
Okay. Well, we've got to go in the direction of the arrow.
So you go inside and you see another dirt mound like you did before.
Okay. Can we investigate? Is this one... So this one looks as if it's actually got something in it then?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else around the room? Can we do a quick scan of the room prior to checking out the hole?
You don't see anything else in the room. It's just this dirt mound.
Alright. Carefully unearth the...
Okay, so you find now a couple of pieces of paper, and they've been again written by Russo. So you read them, and Russo believes that Santino is making a power play for the tunnels. Someone with big ambitions, but not a lot of power as yet, but who believes that he now has the upper hand over those above ground, the other gangs. Russo has seen some of Santino's men, encountered them in the tunnels. He's managed to stay hidden from the most part. And he's also heard them talking about Santino putting something in the ground in the tunnels. Something that is affecting the people down there. He thinks this may be connected to the fact that Santino, people who know Santino and Russo's had some dealings with him, know that he's always had a strange interest in weird things like old books and herbs and that sort of thing. And he thinks that whatever this is, it's something, maybe it's something chemical, or he doesn't know. All Russo knows is that he's seen his dead mother walking around down there, and he doesn't want to go back the way he came because he just dares not face her. What he has left behind is that he says he's been growing weak now because he's been in the tunnels for a number of days, and he's not sure how much longer his strength will keep up. So he's going to try and he's now no longer got a working light, so he's going to try and feel his way through the tunnels and hope that he finds one of the exits. It's a slim chance, but that's all he's got. What he has done is he's left a map which is drawn by the light of the dying lamp, and this lamp leads to something that Santino discovered recently while wandering through the tunnels, which is that there seemed to be a new tunnel dug, one which Lucky's men have nothing to do with, and it seems to be guarded by Santino's men. He hopes this information gets into Lucky's hands, or to whoever finds it. He hopes they can get to the bottom of what's going on beneath the streets of Boston.
So, speaking of being down in the tunnel for some time, obviously I ate those peanuts earlier on. Am I still in need of? Am I in need of any nourishment before I continue, or?
You can eat your stew if you want. Fire up the gas stove if you want.
You know what, I think he deserves it after that champion throw earlier on. The peanuts were really just malice. So I think we should let's eat the stew, and then we'll head in the direction of that map.
Okay, you fire up the stove and you cook up your beef stew, and in the dim light of your kerosene lamp and the fire of the stove and the warmth of the beef stew, you almost feel sane again momentarily. So you feel your strength returning to you, and now you're ready to push on.
Excellent.
So you have the map. I assume you want to follow it.
Certainly do.
So you follow the map, and as you move through some of the tunnels, you start to hear a banging sound from a wall just next to you.
Does it sound like it's on the other side of the wall, or?
It may be, yeah.
Banging, again, does it sound like it could be tool, or is it difficult to work out what kind of banging it is?
It's a loud thudding noise. It could be a hammer, it could be anything.
Okay. And that's on the other side of a wall, so there's not like a tunnel leading to that or anything like that?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Just carry on.
You just want to carry on.
Yep.
Okay, so as you walk past the sound, you feel a hand reach out from the rocky stone and grab your wrist. It pulls you round, and you see the rotten, mangled face of Jane momentarily emerge from the rock, grin at you with missing teeth and lip, and then melt back into the surrounding rock face. Sanity roll, please.
Fuck. I think I'm just about to lose my beef stew. Okay, come on. 20. Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, you still lose sanity point.
Not now, Jane. Nevada quips.
Okay, so again, this is horrifying to you, but you manage to keep your wits about you for now. Okay, so you continue on. going through the tunnels, and then you get to a turn in the tunnel, and you hear two voices speaking.
Okay.
Two male voices.
Is the turn in the tunnel heading in the direction where I'm supposed to be going? Is it represented on the map?
Yeah, it's where you're supposed to be going.
Okay. Are they speaking loudly? Is there a chance of me sneaking up on them?
Yeah, there is. I mean, you could sneak up on them. They're I would say they're about 30 feet away in terms of if you peek your head round and look.
Right.
They're about 30 feet away, and you see two men either side on this side of the wall. You see two men either side of
I assume they have their a lantern of some kind lit, so I can.
Yeah, there's one on the ground in front of them,
right?
And
so,
both men are armed. Looks like with shotguns.
I want to extinguish my lantern, and I want to try and sneak up as close to them. They're directly facing me, right?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Your stealth roll, please.
Here we go. What do I need to roll?
20.
Oh fuck. But this is the way I need to go anyway, right?
Yep.
See, part of me is like, oh, maybe I should throw a flare and then it'll, start. But my throw skill's shite as well. Alright, okay. I'm gonna just need to go for it. This is gonna be bad. Hey guys! Hey you guys! Coming down the fucking corner. Alright, come on. Oh, 30.
30? Oh, close to success. Not too bad. Okay, so you managed to move partially down the passageway towards the two men. Unfortunately, you then stand on a small piece of rock which crumbles underneath your foot slightly, making a noise. And one of the men glances to his right and looks down towards you, but you're still out with the glow of their lamp. And so the man readies his gun. You notice that along to your side, there's actually there's another opening to another tunnel next to you.
Okay, so I could slip into that hole. What's my weapon skill? 50, isn't it?
Your firearm skill is 40.
40. Now, it's the bit that they're at. Does there seem to be any other kind of openings around them other than the main way I'm supposed to be going? Is there any tunnels off to the side or anything like that we can see?
Say that again. Is there?
So, if you imagine where they're standing, there's the bit that we need to get to. Is there any other tunnels around them that would maybe allow me to sneak up on them or anything like that can be seen?
Well, there may be something in the other side of them, you don't know, but there's just this one opening that you could either hide in or you could go and try and find another route, but that's not on the map.
Right. You could hide in it, right? Okay, well, fuck. We fucked up the
This guy's pointing his gun, right? But
he's not open fire.
He can't see you.
Yeah.
He just heard a slight noise. It could have been a rat.
Yeah.
You know.
Alright.
But you can see him.
I can see him.
And the other guard.
So is he just pointing or is he moving towards me currently?
No, he's just kinda roughly pointing his gun towards you. Towards the general direction of where you are.
Let's investigate the tunnel to our side, the bit that you can hide in. Let's see how deep it goes.
Okay, so you slide into the tunnel and the guard lets his guard down, returns back to his original stance, talking to the other guard, and you don't see much different about this tunnel than any of the others. It just sort of leads off.
Okay. Alright, I want to slip back out into it. I assume that they're both still conversing.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to aim at one of the guards.
Right. Okay.
With the revolver.
Okay.
And I want to shoot at one of the guards.
Right. Okay.
They're not currently looking at me, are they?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
So you get an element of surprise. So what happens here is that you get something called a bonus die.
Right.
So basically, you can roll. Basically, you can roll twice.
Okay.
And you take the best value.
Right. So I need to get 40 or lower. But I can do it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. 40.
There you go.
But
Success.
am I worth rolling again to see if I get something better?
Yeah, because if you get
So I'm guaranteed to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Might as well then. 10! Holy
10.
shit, this guy's going through the fucking wall.
Oh, you aim steadily, you let off one single shot and it pierces the guard's head.
Nice.
And he just drops to the ground.
Alright, now at this
the
point...
The other guard swings round and looks down, swears. He's totally taken by surprise by this.
Right, I want to tell him to drop his weapon.
Okay.
I want to intimidate him.
You want to intimidate him. You've actually got an intimidate score. It's 15.
Oh, fuck. But in fair, and in that is in no way, that's in no way affected by the fact that he can't see where that shot's just come from and his friend's head.
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a bonus roll. Roll
because his fucking friend's just been turned into.
But you basically need to roll 10.
Right. Let me have a think here. Right. So I've taken one of them out.
Yep.
I need to roll a 10 to intimidate, but I could just shoot the other one. Is it possible to try and shoot him? Do I have any? Can I aim for specific parts?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because ideally, I probably wouldn't have killed that other guy. But can I try and aim for? Can I aim for a non-lethal shot on this other guy?
Okay. So like what? Where?
Like the shoulder, say.
Right. Okay. So I make your roll.
100. Fuck.
Okay, you let off another round and it just hits off the wall, miles away. No, and kills Jane.
Zombie Jane takes a bullet
and ricochets off the wall, and the guard lets off a random shot in the direction of the tunnel. Oh, you jammy bastard. But he manages to spray the wall next to you, and you're unharmed.
Okay. I'm gonna have to take another shot because my intimidation's for fucked. So.
Okay. With your revolver.
Yep.
Is this just a shoot anywhere roll now?
No, this is. I want to try and have a non-lethal shot.
Under this circumstance now, that he's aware and he's in a gunfight with you,
yeah.
If you roll, then you'll roll a penalty die,
right.
Which is the same as it's the opposite of a bonus die.
Right.
So you roll twice and you'll get the worst.
Because I'm in a gunfight because I'm under fire.
Yeah, because you're trying to do something that requires a lot of skill.
Yeah.
And you know the adrenaline's flowing and all that.
All right. Let's see what happens. 10. It's the first one.
Oh, nice.
Right.
You've already done it.
Fuck.
10 is. Oh, right. Oh, I forgot.
But
it's a penalty
you're
die.
saying penalty die.
It's a penalty die. All right. Okay. I thought you were just going for a general shot. Okay. Well, you take another shot and you completely miss.
That 10.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Blasting.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So he takes a shot and some of it catches the side of your leg, and you fall back into the tunnel.
All right. Is it
You're
serious?
not mortally. No, you're bleeding, but it's really just grazed you.
Okay.
But you are bleeding now, so we're going to need to take hit points off.
Okay. If I shoot again, I guess I'm getting another penalty die.
Well, it depends what the guard is now moving down the tunnel towards you because he knows he hit you.
Right.
So, and he's shouting for you to come out.
All right, I'm not gonna come out because I just fucking shot his friend. He's not gonna be. I'm gonna have to try and take him out. Does it make a difference if I shoot with the shotgun or the revolver? I thought the revolver might have been more accurate, but the shotgun, the fact that
yeah, the hold on, actually.
Wish I'd known this. But...
Where's the Callum likes to blame me for. To be fair, I should have.
That's all right.
I should have noted down the stats for the shotgun. You failed it. You'd have failed the revolver shot anyway.
Yeah, the shotgun shot.
But yeah, like the hard success is different.
This is tough with the penalty dice.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Call of Cthulhu is that people like die all the time.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, I'm more inclined to be like, okay, what was the shotgun again? It was the
M1897. Trent's gone.
No, that's just it's really just the only difference is the damage that it would
Right.
do if you got a hit.
Okay.
But since you're dealing mainly with people,
Doesn't really matter.
yeah,
Worth it for the skellies, but
yeah. So you're not mortally wounded. You are injured in the leg now, and the guard is now
bearing down.
rushed. Yeah, he's coming to the.
So how many
to the
shots have
opening.
I fired?
You've
I've still got shots left. Right, I'm gonna need to fire
Yeah.
again.
So what are you doing? Are you waiting until he comes towards
I'm gonna
the
wait
hole?
because he can't currently see me, right?
No, but he's stupidly carrying his lamp,
Stupidly
His
carrying the
lantern.
lamp. Right,
which means that he might see you just as he comes round the corner.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a much better sight of him. 'Cause
I'm
you're
gonna
dark,
I'm gonna use the shotgun,
right.
right, and I'm gonna wait until he gets closer. But have I got the ability to get the element of surprise on him?
Yeah, you've got a higher dexterity, and because of the lantern situation, you've got the element of surprise anyway, so you get a bonus die.
Bonus die, right? Okay, wait till he's as close as he can possibly get. Now I'm gonna unload with a shotgun.
Okay, so he wanders. He walks round the corner into the mouth of the tunnel. You see the light of the lantern, and you let rip. Okay, roll.
100.
Actually, he's almost. Have you rolled yet?
Yeah, first one was 100. Okay, come on.
Right. Well, you're almost. See, to be honest, you're almost point blank range. So
10.
10. Happy days. Okay. So
do I hit the lamp? Tell me I fucking hit the lamp.
you just obliterate the guy in the stomach and in the chest, and he's just falls back in a heap, and that's it. You've taken out both guards.
Nice.
Is
there water around us, or is it just like a?
You've got a canteen of water.
No, but is it dry, the area around? The ground.
It's a little bit moist.
Okay. Oh, fucking hell. Right. Okay. I want to use the. Is there any buckshot that needs to be removed? I mean, our character doesn't have any medical skills. How does like healing and stuff go on?
Hold on. Yeah, you've got like you'd have to roll a 1, and I don't mean a 10. I mean like a 1.
Right. But
for
is
you
there
to-
any point in me, for example, cutting a piece of cloth from?
Yeah, that could stem the bleeding.
Right.
a bit.
Okay. So I want to pour a little bit of the canteen on the leg.
Right.
Cut a piece of cloth from the guard. I bet it doesn't have any blood on it or hasn't been
Okay.
eviscerated with a shotgun. Maybe his sleeve.
Right.
And I'm going to tie that around to stem the flow of blood.
Okay, you do that and it stems the flow of the blood slightly. It's not a bad wound, but you now do have a limp, so you are you're not losing a lot of blood, but you're losing a little.
So presumably the lantern that he's got, what happened when he got shot? Did he drop it? Did it smash or anything like
No, it's just lying on the ground next to him. It's actually still
can I
in
take
his hand, bizarrely.
the fuel from it and refill my lantern again?
Yep, you can do that.
Okay, so we're gonna have to steadily hobble towards the doorway.
Okay, so you refill the lanterns from his lantern, and
Oh, can I take his shotgun shells?
yep.
How many's he
you can
got?
take that. So he's got 8.
8. Right. I think I was down to 22, maybe.
Mhm.
So let's just call it. Let's just say I've got 30,
Okay,
maybe.
let's just say that.
Let's just say.
So now the opening to the new tunnel is unguarded.
Okay. Entree the giant. Let's go in.
You wander over to the new tunnel, limping slightly, but still Nevada Jones as ever. And what you notice when you get inside the opening is that the passageway moves, extends on for a little bit, and then there's a ladder. And beyond the ladder, the passageway seems to dip downward. So you have the ladder and the passageway dipping downward after it.
So the ladder. So does the ladder lead to? Sorry, explain that again.
So hold on, I'll draw it.
Stand by.
So there's
Just drawing a big cock and balls.
It might look like that.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Yeah. Okay. So the passage. Right. So where the fuck's the ladder leading?
Need to investigate to find out.
So right. So there's a. I can either slope down and go onwards, or I can either climb the ladder.
Yep.
All right. Approach the ladder and then see whether it goes up or it goes down.
The ladder goes upward.
Right.
And seems to go up to a hatch, but you can hear muffled voices, and one of them seems to be almost chanting.
Okay. And they didn't hear like the fucking cacophony of shotgun blasts.
They may have, but they may not have. You're deep down. You're deep down the passageway. You're surrounded by rock. However, there may be a reason for why they've not heard you.
Okay. I want to continue down the slope. We'll come back to the ladder.
Okay, alright. So you move down the slope. And what's different about this passageway to all the other passageways that you've been in is that it's moving down into the ground, and then it bends down. It bends round back in on itself and continues to go round and down. And it's actually going underneath the tunnel system.
Right, okay. So it's like a new series of tunnels underneath. Okay. So can we continue on down the slope?
You continue on down the slope, and eventually you come to an archway that leads into another passageway, but there's water coming down from the sides of the walls, and they are moving through channels along the tunnel.
Would they be big enough to get some kind of boat or raft in them for transporting goods?
No, not where you're at the moment. No.
Small. All right. So what's the water's coming from holes in the wall, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So can I continue on down the slope?
You can. Your feet start to get wet, and as you progress down the slope, the water level starts to rise,
mm-hmm.
And it's now up to your knees.
Okay.
The water is freezing cold, but ahead of you, you see another archway.
Okay. Um, lifting my items above my head,
Uh-huh.
I'd like to wade on towards the archway
Okay.
so
So you
nothing
walk.
gets wet.
Okay, so you wade towards the archway, and as you look through this archway, you realise that the water is now moving into this large cavernous room.
Okay.
It must be about 80 feet across. It's not exceptionally high, it's maybe only about 10 feet high.
Okay.
And the water is moving down large channels in a circular motion. And in the center of the room, there is a piece of there's basically an island of rock,
Okay.
and you're now up to your waist.
Can we investigate the rock? What's the depth around about the rock? Is it safe to investigate the rock, or?
Um, Looking with your lamp and testing with your foot, you think that it's probably it's probably not much deeper, at least where you are. But the gradient could continue the further you go in.
Um. All right. Cautiously move forward, but if it starts to get dangerously deep, stop.
Okay, so you continue forward. It does increase slightly just above your waist, but then it doesn't increase in depth anymore, and
Okay.
you reach the island of rock.
Is there anything on the island of rock? Anything of interest?
There is on the rock. There is. Hold on, looking at my notes. On the rock, there is another mound of soil, but this is a little bit different. It's larger, and it's on top of this rock layer, as if the soil has been moved there and then used to cover something.
Okay, so there's a rock used to cover something. So is it possible for me to uncover what's underneath
Yeah,
it?
you can climb up onto the rock island. Okay, so you
Climb up.
climb up onto the rock island,
Is
and
am I at risk doing this because of my leg?
no, you're okay. Actually, if anything, the cold water's numbed your leg at the moment,
Cool.
so it's actually helped with the pain. So you pull yourself up onto the island of rock, and you walk over to this large mound of soil, and as you do so, you think you hear something in the tunnel behind you, the tunnel you came from.
Okay. Coming towards us. All right. So we've hauled ourselves up on top of the rock.
Yep.
All right. I want to draw the shotgun
Okay.
and extinguish the lamp
Okay.
and wait to see if what was heading along it approaches and see.
You can't see anything if the lamp's out.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to listen for a bit and see if a light appears, and if a light
Okay.
doesn't appear,
You listen.
sorry.
Okay. If the light doesn't appear.
I want to throw a flare.
Okay. So you listen intently, and it sounds as if there's something down that passageway, kind of shifting its weight, moving slightly, but not further towards you. And so what do you do now?
So it's not moving towards me.
Not at the moment.
All right, I want to find out what's buried underneath the thing. So relight the lamp.
You light a lamp, and you dig down into the soil, and you find a stone.
Okay.
It looks like almost a bowl of quartz,
Okay.
and in the middle of it, there's what looks like a large grey pebble affixed to it, and inside, in the middle of the pebble, it looks like something has been lodged down a cut into the rock, and it looks like bone.
Okay. Can I remove the bone from the with the knife?
Hold on. So do a
Spot hidden.
do an archaeology roll.
Oh, his archaeology is quite high, right? It's like 70 or something, right?
70.
Oh, fuck off. 100.
Okay, you've never seen anything like this before.
Okay. Great. All right, I want to.
But
remove...
you do realize that it's something very old that's been constructed a long time ago.
Okay. Does the bone look old as well? So you're
You
saying the whole
start to
thing's...
hear the sound in the passageway behind you, now moving towards you. It sounds like a clicking and a slithering, the sound of footsteps. It sounds like all these sounds combined together.
Okay. I want to throw a flare into the put down the bowl for now.
Okay.
I want to throw a flare into the tunnel.
You ignite a flare and you throw it into the mouth of the tunnel.
I don't need to roll.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. Okay, you can roll.
Because I'm expected to fucking throw it right in the drink. 30.
Okay, so you do reach the mouth of the tunnel, but it doesn't go inside the tunnel, unfortunately. However, there's enough light now to show that there's something large, something many-legged coming down the passageway towards you.
All right.
And you now hear a horrid screeching sound accompanying it.
Pineapple time. It's only one way to go.
Okay, alright. This is quite a distance.
Oh, it's still far away from... Alright, okay, yeah. It's it hasn't emerged from the mouth of the cave yet, has it?
So I mean, yeah. Not yet, no.
So I want to pull the pin of the grenade and wait until it reaches the flare.
Okay, so this many-legged creature now emerges from the hole, and it's almost too large to get through the archway into the room. It has to squeeze through, and rock cracks up the sides as it does. Mm-hmm. You see that it has the legs of a huge spider and the pincers of a spider, but also you see the rotten features of Jane almost incorporated somehow into the face.
That sounds nice.
And skeletal fingers stick out of the body like the hairs that you would imagine to see on the back of a spider.
Okay.
This thing now pushes its way out through the doorway, and its belly smothers the flame. It lets out a momentary cry from the pain from doing this.
I mean, I would have thrown the grenade at this point.
No, that's where it's got. It's got to the flare, but it's actually momentarily been hurt by the flare.
Fucking, it's pineapple time.
Pineapple time, everyone.
Let's do it. Oh, come on. What do I need to get? 20?
You need to get 20. Well,
come on. 70.
70. You throw the grenade, but instead of reaching the spider, it falls into the water a few feet from you, and just as it goes into the water, it explodes, and the blast knocks you back onto your back, and you hit your head on the rock. You can feel blood trickling from the back of your head, and you lose a hit point.
Fucking hell.
You're down to 7 hit points.
How many have I got in total? 9 or something?
Sorry, you're down to 6 hit points.
Yeah,
you had 9.
Because of the leg. Oh dear. So the grenades gone a bit fucked. Right. Let's see what I've got. So I'm down a flare. So down to 3 flares. I do have my candle and the matches and everything. Right. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw the lantern.
Right. Okay. The creature's now pulled itself through the archway.
Throw the lantern at it.
Okay. It's now closer to you. So on you go.
90, for fuck's sake!
Oh, you throw the lantern, it smashes on the wall by the side of this creature, and the flames ignite. Some of the flames touch one of the legs of this thing, igniting it, but the creature then plunges its leg into the water, extinguishing the flame, and then moves up now towards you.
Okay, shotgun
Time.
Yep.
Go for it.
It's pretty close, right? So do I get any bonus or? And it's huge. I would have thought I would have got some bonus for
throwing.
Well, not for throwing, but for shooting. I mean, if it's a big fuck off thing.
I'll give you a bonus die.
Thanks. All right. Shotgun time.
What's
that? 60. That's a fucked one. All right. Okay. 80, for fuck's sake.
So 60, take 60. It's not an absolute disaster, but
how could you conceivably miss? I don't know. Okay.
You pull the shotgun out and point it, but in that moment you sort of fumble for the trigger, and as you do, the spider now bears down on top of you. The rotten face of Jane with the spider-like features and pincers now pushing down towards you.
Okay. Is there any way for me to get another shot off?
You could get another shot off.
Right, we're gonna have to go for another shot with a bonus. 30. So
30, that's a success.
Hit. Let's see though. Let's see if we can get better than that. No, 80. We can't.
Yeah, okay, 30. So this time your finger finds the trigger and you squeeze it. The shotgun goes off and blows a hole in the underside of this creature, which lets out a horrid cry, and one of its legs comes down and smacks you in the side of the body, and you fall into the water. But luckily, your bag doesn't.
Oh, good. Has it held did I fall in with the shotgun?
No.
Right, so the shotgun is out of reach.
The only thing that the only weapon that you have on you now is your knife.
Right. But I can't.
Your revolver, but I don't think your revolver would work.
No, I've fallen in the water. It's fucked. Though conceivably he would have probably put that in the bag as well if he'd started wading into the water. So that's also out of reach. Let's just say.
Okay.
Right. So, has it backed off at all from being hit?
It's now reorientating itself around the room to sort of face where you are now, because you're at the side, and it's peering into the dirt, into the ground, to where the stone once was, but it's in your it's still in your other hand.
Right. So I'm carrying it.
Yeah, you're carrying it.
Can I remove the bone that I was trying to remove earlier on with the knife?
Yeah.
Or do any damage to the bowl?
You can, yeah, you can. Okay, so
what would I roll
to do that? We'll do let's see. Right, your luck is 60. Your strength is 60. I'm going to give you your archaeology actually.
70.
Which is 70 for doing this. Since you're handy with
Nevada, don't you dare fuck this. 30.
Oh, that's a big success.
Right.
The creature pivots round the room, uh, realizes that the stone has been taken, looks up at you with Jane's mangled expression, and sneers at you in the water. Just as it leaps towards you, you stab the stone and you pull the piece of skeleton out from inside. And as you do that, the creature falls back and just melts away into nothing.
Sayonara, spider. Nice.
Howdy, ma'am.
Yeah. But meanwhile, there's a cultist standing at the side laughing at the fact that I fucked a lantern into a wall. I threw a grenade into the water. It's just like, what the fuck are we dealing with? Fumbled a shotgun. I mean, can you imagine you were standing there watching that engagement? Just while
You can still see because some of the kerosene is just about extinguished.
See, the thing is, in fairness, I'd actually been fucking about with that bowl at the start. I was trying to remove the thing with the skeleton before, but I decided it was pineapple. Right. So wade back towards the equipment.
Right. Okay.
Okay. It's time now to light the 15-hour candle.
The 15-hour candle. Okay, no problem. You light the match, and
we should have some kind of thing
candle
that comes across the stream, like whenever items are used. 15-hour candle. Right. Okay. So we'll use that. I'm now removing the 50. Or I'm going to put. It is now lit. What did I lose? Anything else? What else did I lose?
You lost two shot. You lost your other grenade.
2 shotgun shells. So I'm down to 28. I lost the flare I accounted for. All right. Let's make our way back towards. Right. We placed the bowl. The damaged bowl in the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Souvenir. Belongs in a museum.
Well, the society might be interested in it.
Yeah, it belongs in a museum. So we, carrying our equipment above our head, we wade back across, and I want to make my way towards the ladder.
Okay.
But I want to cautiously enter into the tunnel with my weapon raised in the event that someone has come to investigate those shots.
You walk back up the passageway as it turns in on itself and slopes back up towards the ladder. And as you do, you feel this palpable lifting of dread, as if something has been removed from the atmosphere that was malevolent. However, when you get to the ladder, you hear voices. You hear someone shouting and swearing and enraged upstairs, and they're taking their anger out on someone.
All right. Shotgun drawn.
Okay.
I need to.
You'd need to burst up the hatch like Rambo style,
Yeah,
or Arnie style from Predator.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and. Is at any point any of the words that's been said been discernible? Was there anything that the Santino?
The chanting.
Yeah. Now.
They're not chanting now. The person who was chanting is now in a rage.
Yeah. Earlier on, was there anything that could be made out? I assume the gentlemen that work for Santino were Italian.
Yeah, if you can do a listen, that you've only got a 20% skill in that.
There's not much point if they've started doing the thing.
Well, do a listen roll. You might learn something.
All right, okay.
Nothing to lose.
But part of me thought I could try and tap on the hatch and get them to open it, and then when they open it,
right.
Bedtime for Bozo.
Right, okay.
But I don't think that's going to happen. So let's try and listen. Dare say I hear nothing. 70. Fuck. Looked like a 10 for a second.
Okay,
I loudly listen.
The voice is muffled. You can't really hear. All you can tell is that they seem filled with anger. Mm-hmm. And you can hear the sounds of thudding, which you think sounds like someone being beaten up.
Right. Is there... So, obviously listening, I wasn't able to ascertain what kind of direction they might be in the room above the hatch.
You can, when you're listening, you can tell kind of which side of the room they're kind of off.
I want to slowly... I want to climb up to the top of the hatch, and I want to lightly press it to see if there's any give.
Okay,
but I want to lightly press it with the shotgun.
With a shotgun.
Yeah.
You
Up like that.
lightly push the hatch, and as you push it up, the voices become clearer.
Okay.
However, there does appear to be someone lying in the ground, covered in blood, and it looks as if their throat has been slashed. They're facing you on the ground, but the person who's enraged is beating up another man on the ground.
Okay.
But he hasn't noticed you.
They haven't noticed me. I want to carefully open the hatch.
Okay.
Right. And how is there any other men?
Not that you can see.
I want to carefully open the hatch, and I want to now see with like the like the shotgun, for example. Is there a chance of collateral damage?
If you hit a fumble, which is you'd have to hit like a fumble's
100.
like yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna fire at the guy that's beating him up.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
So
are they close enough that I would get a bonus or?
So you're gonna need to do a stealth roll.
Okay. That's 20, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck. 70. Jesus Christ.
How many 70s? There's something wrong with that dice.
I know.
The number 70s, that dice is rolled.
40. 60. Alright, okay.
So just as you're taking aim and pushing the hatch up, it makes a creaking sound, and the enraged individual turns and sees you poking out from underneath. He then lunges towards you.
Take a shot.
Alright, on you go.
Come on. See if I see a 70, I'm going to smash this dice with a hammer. 80, even worse. Holy fuck.
You let it, you pull the trigger, but as you do, the man reaches the trapdoor and he kicks it, so it slams down on your head, and the gunshot goes who knows where, it sprinkles on a wall nearby. The man then lifts the trapdoor up and grabs you by the hair
Right.
and pulls you upward through the hatch.
It's quite a lot of strength.
He's a big guy.
So assuming like can I use the knife on him?
Yep.
Okay. What is that, dexterity or strength or?
I'll give you a bonus because he won't realise you're not brandishing the knife.
Right.
So he probably doesn't realise that you've got it.
Okay.
So you're hold
90,
on.
fuck's sake. So I've got
Okay,
a bonus though.
You got a bonus to get one more.
Come on, don't you fucking dare. 20.
Yes. So the man lifts you up by the hair, pulls you out of the hatch, and as he does, you grab your knife and you stick it under his ribs.
Thank God
And
I
he
fucking
lets
brought
out-
that knife.
You asked for the knife as well.
I
You
know.
wouldn't have got it otherwise.
Otherwise
he
it would
lets
have been
out-
compassing the lid.
I know. He lets out a cry and falls back onto the ground, writhing in pain. The man that he's been beating is bloodied and bruised, but he is conscious, and he mutters, "Are you one of Lucky's men?"
I do work on behalf of Lucky, yes.
And he
I
says,
am an agent of Lucky.
He says, "My name's Russo."
And I say, or as I like to call you, $200.
So Russo staggers to his feet and then kicks the man on the ground in the face. He then pulls the knife out of the man's stomach, ribs, and tells you that you guys need to get him back to Lucky.
I figured as much. So I've got the handcuffs. He's a sizable guy though. In our current condition, would we be able to carry him? How big a guy is Russo?
You'd be dragging him.
Right.
But Russo tells you that although he wouldn't want to go upward into the building that they're in because there'd be more of Santino's men. Because Santino was so enraged, he sensed that something had happened with the stone, that he actually killed one of his own guards.
Right,
and that was the man who was lying on the ground.
Okay.
And but Russo tells you that there's another way nearby. If you take him down,
Okay.
you should be able to get
Is there anything in the room? Actually, let's take the body, right?
Okay.
And anything else that's around the room, and use it if we can to block the passageway to that would lead upstairs.
Right. Okay. All right. So it's just a door. So
Okay.
but you can.
Does it
block the
open?
door
Do we know which way it would open?
It opens inward, so you could block it with.
Okay, so let's block it with the body and conceivably anything else that we can.
Okay, so you grab some. There are a few barrels and a few other things, items.
While
that
this
are
is
stored
happening,
down there.
I've given the revolver to Russo, which is pointing at the guy.
Okay, right,
Right.
no worries.
Once we've blocked everything off, I'm going to chloroform him.
Okay.
Not Russo. It's a double cross. I'm going to chloroform the guy and handcuff him.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we'll have to both work to gently lower him down the hatch.
Russo's a little hesitant because he's worried that he's going to see his dead mother down there.
Well, just tell him that there was a giant spider down there, right? I saw a manifestation of something myself, and I killed it, right? And after that, I felt as if I'd vanquished the evil in the area. I'm not feeling an evil presence anymore, and just say that I'm very confident to do it, and show him the bowl.
Okay. All right. He buys it. And
Excellent.
so you.
To business. Okay.
Okay. So you take the body down.
Yeah. I'm
Through
going to
the-
carry a
through the-
weapon, and Russo's going to the
Okay.
best of his ability, drag the.
Russo drags the body with you, and Santino's still alive actually. Drags him along the ground and manages to get you to another one of Lucky's escape routes in the tunnels,
Right.
where Santino is left at the bottom of the ladder, and Russo goes upstairs into this building and makes a phone call. Soon, Lucky's car pulls up outside with a bunch of his men, and they come down into the tunnels, and you explain to Lucky what's happened about the stone. And Russo informs you that he had heard certain things that Santino was talking about, and that the stone is something called a stone of incarnation, and it brings forward your own fears, your own insecurities, and over time, the longer you're exposed to it, those insecurities begin as hallucinations, but then they begin to take form, and in some ways you understand then why you saw Jane and why you saw the skeletal creatures. You think there's maybe something to do with some of the regrets you have about some of the tombs that you've raided in the past, and why it was a spider, maybe some sort of residue from Polly's fears.
Okay.
It's somehow amalgamated.
Because someone else has seen it as an avian type creature, isn't it? So it manifests in different ways, I suppose.
Lucky says that the boys will take care of Santino for now, and he's going to try and find out as much as he can for him before he exits this plane of existence.
Where's Polly?
And you travel with Lucky in his car, and Polly's there, shaken but very glad to see that you're alive.
Has he got any peanuts?
So Lucky is ecstatic. You've not only found out what was going on down there, what was causing his men to be scared and then his men to disappear. You've also found out who was behind it. Not only that, you also rescued his right hand man Russo, and you brought him back to him alive. So because of this, because of this, Lucky would have given you $250 if it would have given you $200 if you'd figured it all out and killed Santino. You'd have got $250 if Santino had died, but Russo was returned.
Okay.
You get $300 if Santino is alive. He is, barely, but he's alive. And so is Russo. And $400 if Santino was alive, Russo was alive, and you removed the stone from underneath the tunnel. So you actually got all. You got the best outcome.
I've just got
Lucky
10 times the previous amount of money I had.
Lucky gives you $400 for that.
Nice.
And says you can keep the gear that he's given you.
Even the compass?
Oh yeah, with the lid. You need to give the lid back.
Oh, fuck.
And your drinks at Lucky's Lounge will now be on the house.
Open tab.
So Lucky thanks you and suggests that you take the stone and do whatever you want with it. He doesn't want anything to do with that sort of stuff.
It belongs in a museum. That's what he said. Nevada Jones says.
You suspect that the stone had its main power from being in that pocket of soil, and because it was underneath the tunnels, it kind of emanated to what was above it. And whatever that creature was, it was as if it was a last gasp attempt to stop the stone's effects from being removed. And so Nevada Jones,
now as an epilogue, now that I feel like I've kind of got to grips with the character, I'd like to do a couple of character building things.
Okay.
So after facing his fears down in the tunnels, he goes to the building where Jane met his demise, and he leaves some flowers.
Oh, that's nice.
Just outside, kind of in a Bruce Wayne type scenario, and someone's like, what the fuck's he doing putting the flowers in the middle of the road? So he puts the flowers down, right? Second thing he does is he goes and he gets that $440 in singles and just fucking throws it about. No, he doesn't. Second thing he
Where's
does,
my boy?
second thing he does is goes to check out how the boy's doing, to checking his condition. How's the boy doing?
He's much better, but he's been rehomed by the society.
Where to? That sounds suspicious.
No, he's in the local area. He's in Boston, so you are able to see him.
Right. Let's see him.
Well, you visit him,
right?
And he's very happy to see you.
Cool. Ask him if he's ever seen $440 before.
His name's Short Round.
Short Round. Oh, brilliant. Round Short.
You almost
Tall Square. That's his name.
You're almost starting to be a little bit like an uncle to him.
All right, excellent. Okay. Last but not least, is there any chance of going to see about a dog? Because he's feeling lonely. His only companion's bought it.
All right.
Polly's shite.
You can go and buy a dog if you. Do you really want to go and buy a dog?
I think people have requested.
Now the only thing I would say, okay, so what I'm going to say is this: your character lives in Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
You don't live in Boston.
Okay.
You just stay there sometimes. So Boston isn't your main home. So if you're going to do that sort of stuff, you're going to have to do it like in Arkham.
Right.
Which, hopefully in the next episode, that's where you'll be heading.
The dog. Right.
Right.
Got it.
But for now, you need to just go and get your wounds checked out and get some rest.
Do I lose any money from that for the hospital bill?
I
feel she probably, or
no,
is Lucky going to cover it?
It'll be taken care of through the society because
they're awful good, aren't they?
They are good.
Right.
And do you want to do your character roles now to improve your stats?
Yeah, I'd actually like to go and speak to the society briefly though about the fact that they only gave me $20 for two different things. One in which I fucking accidentally killed a woman and nearly died, and this other one I've just fucking netted $400.
Well, the society aren't involved in illegal operations.
Hey, that money came from a greengrocer.
If the society, for example, had realised that when you went to the Crane Foundation, right? When you went to the Crane Foundation and uncovered this sort of cultish plot created by Crane to drain young boys of their blood so that he could try and bring back this creature so that he could get immortality. Like, if they'd known that was the case and they were sending you there for that, you would have got a higher fee. The first adventure with Douglas Kimball to find out what had happened to the books that were stolen, that wasn't a big case or anything like that. Yeah. But you've proven your mettle in this one, certainly. So
I'd better get like at least 1,000 for the next one.
Yeah. So that's the thing as well. You can actually buy. There's rules not for buying. Like you can buy like property and stuff like that.
Ooh. Maybe I should buy a holiday home here because everything goes so well for me. Right.
Right. So make a roll. Roll for charm.
Right. Percentage or.
You need to get 50 or above.
80.
Okay, so not that one. Roll for fighting brawls, 50 or above.
20. Shit.
Alright, oh sorry, you failed you said 80 the last one?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, yeah, so like
that was
so the charm one was a success, so roll D10.
Right. D10 just a minute. Right, D10.
Yep.
It is a 1. Shit.
Okay, so you've added 1 onto that, so you get 51 now for charm. Okay, firearms. Need to get 40 or above.
40.
Oh, just okay. So roll D10.
4.
So you get 44 now. So that's your handgun one. Roll for shotgun, which is also 40.
Okay. Oh, 90.
90, okay.
That's probably in keeping, to be fair, because I did a lot of fucking.
Do you know what? I'm going to give you a roll on. I've just realised that because I made a mistake earlier on. You actually do have a first aid skill, so do a roll on that. It's 50. You actually got quite a high first aid
80.
skill.
So
80.
Anyway.
So no, that's right.
Oh yeah, it's the higher.
It's the opposite way around for.
Yeah.
So roll a D10.
D10 7.
Okay, 57. Did we do an intimidate and you got a 10?
Yeah, no, I didn't do the intimidation in the end because I was so confident it wouldn't work.
No, library use. Right, okay, listen, you didn't get.
Long story short, though, guys, we're making progress in the dog.
Spot hidden.
Okay. 30.
Nah, it's
shite.
Right, stealth. I think you did
20.
Get one of those.
So 20 or above, right? Yeah. 70.
Okay, roll D10.
4.
24. I think you got one throw, did you not? Or...
the grenade was a fucking store right in the middle of that thing.
That's right. I've ticked next to it. Okay, so roll for that. 20 or above.
Oh, 10.
Oh,
after that absolutely glorious throw.
Alright, I think that's you, mate. I think that's you. So what will happen now, see, because you've now got like uneven values for things, you'll start using 2 dice, you'll start using the hundreds dice and the tens dice together.
Right, okay.
And that'll give you like the full number. Anyway, that was good, mate. You did really well.
Brilliant.
Still alive.
It was touch and go, I'll be honest.
I'm very, very, very tempted to buy the Arkham book.
Oh yeah?
Because it Because he lives in Arkham, it tells you in his character sheet that he comes from
So
Arkham.
do we?
That's where he
We
lives.
currently aren't able
You,
to. Do
you come from Canada, but you live in Arkham.
Winnipeg, Canada.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So there's currently we live. So we need to. We can't go to Arkham at the moment because we don't have the book. Is that what you're saying? So that's
No,
why
we can. No, we can. We totally can. It's just that some of the source books that Chaosium does gives you like a lot of background on the different Lovecraft locations, and then they'll also have like ready-made characters and stuff like that. Although I've kind of been doing everything from scratch the last two, so.
Well, you've been doing a captivating job. I've certainly been interested and I thoroughly enjoyed smashing that bowl.
I feel that it was a wee bit better there, but I'm still rough around the edges. But I think by the time we've done this about 5 or 6 times, hopefully I should totally have the.
Yeah.
But thank you to everyone for watching. It was really splendid of you all.
We need to have a little think about how we can incorporate other people in, because this was something we were talking about last time, how that would work.
Well, it'd be fine. You would just add other characters in, and you would just end up having a group of adventurers.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'd feel awful bad if I shot somebody. I mean, it's one thing when like Shane was like a lifeless kind of like NPC, but if I shot a real person, I might start to actually feel bad.
So just I think because like Alan was saying that he would like play and Mitch as well, and so like I mean it would be
and Mimi and the likes were
yeah, definitely. And there's like I've got a lot of pre-made investigations that we can use some of them as well, because they're like some of them are there's a book called Doors to Darkness, and it's like 5 scenarios, and it's built for like kind of beginner keepers, which is what I am. So like you could use them for like a bunch of us.
We also talked about the idea of just doing potentially combining some of like the on location stuff I've been doing with maybe Call of Cthulhu or something else, where we do some kind of thing where I go to a location and Michael's come up with a story or a scenario or something that involves me investigating that area. So something that might be fun as well. So we do have a few.
I would love to do something like that. I don't necessarily think that it would have to be something that we would do like dice roll wise or anything like that. I think it could be something like, I think I could come up with like puzzles and things like that. And
I'm down to clown on that. But yeah,
Callum, go up to that guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Take his hat.
Right. Take his
hat.
You filled your stealth roll, so you need to scream in his face.
Well, I really enjoyed doing this, everyone. But I'm going to go to bed.
Okie doke. Well, I'm going to play the little thank you thing to say thanks to everyone that's donated, and I've added.
I want to see the Spectrum thing again.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll do that just as we're going out. So that'll be the that'll be the end of it. But
that's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I hope everyone's been good. You enjoy your Sunday, and here's Nevada to play us out.